Clobberin time! Get those nerds! 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 What? Clobberanimo!
Welcome to the Clubhouse. Clobberin times number 525 on YouTube, 1,225 overall, and Clubhouse number 70. With the most... Clobberanimo. Hey, there you go.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everybody. I've got the greatest first officer in the fleet who says we all the time. And
hey, boss, can you do that? Hey.
It's Clobby. I messed it up. Hey, everybody. Oh, yeah, I got it mixed up. Welcome, everybody, to Clobberin Arms. My wonderful first officer. Hello there, Commander Briggs.
Hello, boss. It is so good to be here. Thank you for having me. And I just want to say hail to the chat. And Mr. Angel says, who made that trailer? That was me. I hope you're talking about the trailer for the show. If not, do you mean from my book? I made both. And thank you for the compliment. So hail to the chat. Welcome, everyone. It is so good to see everyone. Mark, it is so good to see you. Nice fresh face. You sent me some video of the pee hard that was traumatizing. It was awful. You're such a good friend.
I'm sorry.
And to my captain, mon capitaine, how much I love you. Let's get it on. Let's do it.
Love you. Good to see you. And hey, everybody. So glad to have you here tonight. Had a great time earlier on the great Tom Connors Midnight's Edge After Dark with that August group there. And looking forward to having a little bit of geek out tonight with all of you, my good friends.
Boss?
Yay.
Look at the marquee.
I see it. Nerds indeed. I'm going to get to the shout outs. You know, I'm not going to miss anybody. Yeah. Hey there. So...
Play the
show notes.
Can you play the clip?
Already did, didn't I?
No.
Okay. I did, though.
Oh, really? I didn't see it.
Really?
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what she's talking
this
about.
Crap
Get those
again.
nerds!
Sorry.
Nerds! What? Yeah, I did. So that's what I was wondering. You were like, I'm fine. I'm fine playing it again, but I think that's what Lemon was referring to.
What the hell?
You didn't see it?
What the heck? What the AT hockey sticks is going on?
I saw it. Yeah.
Ugh.
Even
I don't know. Maybe aliens intercepted the signal there.
No, it happens
Okay.
all the time. I hate it. It's weird. Anyway, sorry for
I'll have to
interrupting.
get the
Please go
internet in
ahead,
Canada.
boss.
No problem. Show notes. What are the show notes anyway? Well, tomorrow night should be hanging out with the great Nick Weiser on his channel, 8:30 Central Standard Time for the Friday Night Comic Shop Gang. We will be reviewing Dave Stevens' Rocketeer in its entirety, all of his great Rocketeer saga, comics, of course, 80s, 90s, and for the whole big album. And let's see here. Oh yeah, there's that other little thing, Saturday Night Star Trek.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 indeed. Number 107. Reviewing 4 more episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Since there's no such thing as Star Trek anymore, apparently, in the world, we're just going to start saying Star Trek, folks, and just review it like that.
Dark Trek.
Dark Trek.
Dark Drek.
Dark Drek. So, how about we do some shouty outs? What do you think?
Let's do it.
Ba, 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 ba.
Well, thanks, Stuart Mitchell. That's sweet of you, honey.
I didn't see it because I got my I'm not on the chat. The great Eric K. We'll shout out the wrenches, great wrench friends, whether they are here or not. The great Eric K. Brown's wrencher, the great one. Hope you're here, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
Hope the puppy's doing good.
And the new puppy. I hope the puppy
the new
has
puppy.
a name and now, hopefully.
Hope so. Chris Persia, the Vindicator Wrench of the North. Thank you. It's all you do, buddy. And Bud D-Bud Iron Martin, D-Bud Martin Iron Wrench. Lord Thoth and Lady Thoth.
LT. Hey, they have a new baby.
A new doggy.
Well,
they do
have
a
new doggy,
beagle.
right? Cutie patootie.
Nice.
He's a sweetie. He's now they now reside in Beagle Manor.
Nice. Niceness. Of course, Avon lives. Long live the Legion. My partner in crime on Earth B, the wrench without fear, the great J-Man. What's up, buddy?
J-Man.
I wish I could have been there tonight. He had a great show on his channel talking about one of my favorite movies of the 90s, The Phantom, with Billy Zane.
Wow.
J-Man.
What she said. The master of the Cluboni and artist extraordinaire of cover of science fiction tales by the magnificent Commander R.M. Briggs.
I love this human being. I'm preparing for my book launch and I was doing the audio for him today, and you would not believe the beautiful things that he said about me that have been turned into a video for the book launch here.
Wow.
In Alberta. Holy cow, is that man ever kind to me. I just love him so much. HB, if you're out there, honey, I know you're there in Oz. I love you. What an incredibly kind video you created in my honor. I love you. Thank you.
HB. The Super Wrench Kal-El.
The real soup.
Wielder of Wrench Mjolnir. Maddie Study. What's up, buddy? And that rascally Phantom, the Fanty outside world.
Fanty. Oh, did you see
Indeed.
this? Chris.
No.
Our very own Chris Persia, who I love, says, it does indeed, Raquel. I've consulted my inside sources, in other words, Eric himself, and he is going with Kirby.
Yeah.
It is such a good name.
The king of puppies.
Yeah.
Love it.
He's so
I wonder how well he
beautiful.
can
He's
draw.
so dignified. That name
Please.
suits him so well.
Perfection. I've known other doggies named Kirby, and if I had one like that, I probably would use it myself. Okay, who else is here with us? The Minimusness is here.
Minimus. He pretends he's a geek, but you know what? He's got so many beautiful, glorious books. That man doesn't own a home. He owns a library.
He's a geek.
Love
There's
him.
Kirby.
I know, I'm a geek.
It's Kirby. I love
No.
Kirby.
Oh, look at Kirby, little puppy doggy.
That's so cute. Yeah.
That dog is gorgeous.
Classic Comics. AACC. What is up, my
CC?
brother? Good to see you, buddy. Brian Hepburn.
Brian.
All right, my friend. Mr. Angel. Hey, Chef.
Good
What
evening,
about
Chef.
it, Imasabi?
And
Good to
thanks
see
again
you.
for the compliment. You're a sweetheart of a man.
Good old Chef. Good to see you, Chef. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. Neon Knight, what is up, my homie? And my homie in the sense that because we're from the same area.
Oh,
Good to see
Neon
you, brother.
Knight. That is such a wonderful comment. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure to be on the show, the Pop Culture Breakdown, and
Oh, yes.
talking about that issue. And I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes. We
Just
should
very
shout
kind
out.
words.
We should shout out to our great buddy Doomcock. Thank you so much to the great Overlord DVD Doomcock, our very dear friend, for having us on his amazing channel and his amazing Pop Culture Breakdown show last night to talk a little bit about P Hard. He had myself and Commander Briggs on there, and it was just an honor to be there, as it always is. And I love Doomcock. He's a great friend. Of course, shout out to him. And the great Gary Ambrosia, Andy Masterson, Doug Nelson, Rancor, Steve, PJ was there from Orbital Nation
PJ was
with
there,
us.
yeah.
So a lot of good friends and a lot of wonderful people in the chat there. So big shout out and thank you to our great
what a nice
friend.
crowd. I could not believe
Absolutely.
how kind that crowd was. What a great bunch of folks
Right.
there. And the room was just packed. And
Lot
yet
of fun.
everyone was just so civil and so kind. And the conversation was so great. What a wonderful time we had last night. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Last
Thank
night,
you.
yep.
Last night, yeah.
You guys did
Well,
a nice job. Yep.
I work
Big
a lot,
thanks.
so sometimes the
What,
days they blend into one another, and I'm not sure how many days have passed.
Before I continue with the shout outs, I want to thank everyone who happens to be lurking. We do appreciate that. And also, don't say it enough, but appreciate all of you wonderful people who watch either on a download or a repeat or rewatch, whatever you want to call it. Again, it is much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you.
And Michael and those like and other people who are across the pond, and they sometimes can't stay up late enough, and they
Right.
keep chiming into the comments to say that they're there and that they listened later on. We love you guys.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, we just appreciate you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting this show, this channel. It's great.
Michael Beacom, what's up, buddy? Hope you and Cassandra are well.
Evening,
Thank you,
Beacons.
buddy. Beacums. Lemon Pie, thank you for being here. Good to see you. Stuart Mitchell, good to see you, my friend. And Captain James T. Skywalker.
Dollyhead braces.
Pot S Buddy, what is up, bro?
Hello.
Yeah, I did see that earlier. That's a damn shame. John Schneider, the actor from Dukes of Hazzard in Smallville, he lives down my way. His lovely wife, unfortunately, passed away way too early. I'm so sorry to hear about that. I met John, and of course, Claude is, Minimus has met John, and he's a very nice guy, cool dude, and been out to his place where he has a place out there, and out in here down here in Louisiana.
Has she been ill for a while, or
she would have some issues. It turns out, unfortunately.
Crap.
And so again, condolences, Mr. John Schneider, from us. I mean, it's a damn shame. And you all know him again. You all know him from Dukes of Hazzard and or Smallville. Death Ray Artillery. I always mess that up. Death Ray, good to see you, my friend.
Death Ray.
Oh, Death Ray, good to see you. Let's see if I've got anyone else here.
We got a gift from Sean.
Sean Carter, hello there.
Sean Carter from Mars.
I'll get to that as soon as I can get down the list here. But Sean Carter, good to see you, my friend. Scogly Jatoon, what's up, buddy?
Scogly in Alberta.
Indeed. Zathras.
Crap.
Yep. Kirby Puckett. Get out of here with that Zathras. Don't make me come down there. Donnie Pearson. Hello there, Donnie Pearson.
Donnie.
What's up, buddy? Good to see you. There he's hungry. Hungry Boy is here. Hungry for great Superman discussions. Yes. And thank you for that. Hey, Blunt Philly Reviews. Hello. Good to see you. Let's see here. Don't want to miss anybody. Like to get everybody shouted out because it's the clubhouse. We're hanging out here. Dave G Sound, what's up?
Dave G Sound.
Good to see you there. Sean, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You're too kind. He says, Raquel stole the show last night. I sent a super chat to do me, thanking you, thanking you both for being there, and that
Oh,
Raquel is 100% class. Love you.
I love you
Oh,
too. Oh my
thank you.
gosh. That makes me feel so good. I love, love, love you, Sean. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely, Sean. I appreciate that.
Can I
Really
ask a
appreciate that.
question?
Sure.
What is chicken lo mein?
Isn't it some kind of?
It's an
I've had it.
Americanized Chinese food, so it's
Okay. It's
it's
Americanized.
it's chopped up chicken pieces with
Okay.
noodles, and it can
Okay.
have
Fair
you
cup.
know like usually got like a sesame, not always sesame, but
Is it like
can
chicken
have a
chow
sesame.
mein?
Well,
What's the
yes
difference
and
between
no.
chow and lo?
We'll get to.
It's a
Let me
type of noodles.
interrupt you just for 1 second so we can say hello to a dear friend who has popped in. We haven't seen her in a while. Janet from another planet.
Hey!
Hey, Janet.
You got to sing it.
Interplanet Janet, she's a galaxy girl.
Yeah. You can continue your food discussion. I'm just doing the shout out. So
No, I just it's just
Oh.
a
here's another
it's
one.
just a the
Sean's here.
Beacums. Cassandra isn't with us, and he was mentioning that Cassandra had made chicken lo mein, and I was like, ooh, what's
Okay,
that?
no, I got you. I got you. But we can go back to that. I just want to say hello to the great Decepticon 77. Hey, buddy, Sean, what's up, man?
One of my favorite nerds on the whole
Indeed.
internet.
Yeah, chicken lo mein is a good comfort food. It's it's
Can I see what it looks like?
Appion.
sure.
Well, yeah, let me get this out. Get
Yeah,
this
yeah.
out.
Appion!
Hello, Appion. Hello, good to see you. I hope I'm saying that correctly, Appion. Let's see.
Appy on, appy off, appy on, appy off. The apper.
What's chop suey? Got to make even more tough questions there, Sean. Let's see. Dave, what's up, Dave?
Hey,
All right,
Dave.
well, maybe we should do it right. Say, don't, Dave. Stop, Dave. I'm losing my mind. Daisy. Oh, I'm sure Dave gets that reference, or maybe he doesn't. If you don't get that reference, we may have to fire you, folks.
I think he's just used to walking in a room and immediately I go, Dave!
Dave. That's why I wanted to go the other way with the HAL 9000, Dave.
Yes, the HAL 9000 Dave.
Daisy.
Do you know all the
Don't
lyrics to
Dave.
that song?
I used to.
It's a
But
good
now I
one.
can't. Yeah, Daisy, but I can't. I know the way Hal sings it. I know, look, I wasn't doubting any of you. I knew you all got the reference. Believe me, trust me. Yeah.
We're all
What the
geeks
hell
here,
are
right?
you
And
talking
nerds.
about, Clobby?
9,000 of them. That's how many.
Yeah.
So, if you guys really wanted to go talk about chicken or something, we could. But
No, I just wanted to know the difference
See a
between.
picture?
I just want to look and see what
right.
chicken lo mein looks like.
there you go. Chicken,
There you go.
Asian. Okay. There you go.
I mean,
There's
it's
your.
a pretty standard dish, but it's been very Americanized, I think. So
Oh,
that's with like a soy sauce, a brown kind of sauce, usually with chicken, and the green things I always pick out. I'm sure Mike picks
those
those
are
out
pea
too.
pods.
Pea
Ugh.
pods, yeah, I hate the pea
things.
pods. The
And so, what
pea
if
pods
you
are evil.
type chicken chow mein? You'll see the
That's
noodles
a different kind of, yeah, that's a totally different, yeah,
are. Yeah, it's chicken chow mein.
noodle hit.
So, just so we can show everyone in the chat, schema
Yeah.
bobber.
Tonight on
Oh, I guess
Clobbering
that they're
Food.
showing it kind of the same, but chicken. Was that the
So,
chicken
what's
chow
the
mein?
difference? Is it just that there are bean sprouts in it?
You know,
Because I know in
I don't know. I always
well,
thought chicken chow mein was totally different than chicken lo mein.
this is what I'm wondering. Or maybe
Oh my
just
God.
in America they say chicken lo mein, and in Canada we say chicken chow mein. I don't know. If you know, please put the answer in the chat. We do have the
Here we
smartest
go.
chat in
Chow
the
mein,
universe. So
lo mein. What's the difference? Let's see here. What's the difference? Oh, it's the noodles. It's the noodles.
Mhm.
There's 6 key differences here. Well, this is important to know. Trust the science. Let's see.
Michael, you never know when someone's dinner is going to make the chat.
Yeah, chow mein noodles are softened in hot water, then stir fried. Lo mein noodles are completely cooked in the boiling water before
Okay.
getting mixed.
What is this,
Oh, you
geekery?
Yeah, this could be great. Mark,
No,
you took over the show.
This is me because now that I've seen what Michael and Cassandra look like I think of them like friends. So like I'm imagining Cassandra cooking dinner tonight, and I'm like, "What's chicken lo mein, Cassandra?"
So chow
Anyways,
mein are crunchier noodles. Ah, there we go. That's the difference. The crunchier.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
well,
very
question
similar.
answered. Sorry,
Very
everyone.
similar. Very
They're
similar.
not.
Yeah.
No, they love it. So that's all that matters. And look, everyone was participating, so you're good. I mean,
As long as you guys like it. Yeah. As long as
cooking with
it's
clobbering time. There you go.
cooking.
Cooking
Yeah.
with
Clobby's cooking.
Clobby.
Clobby's
so you can put-
Cookhouse.
You can put sea bugs in them. You can put beef in them. But that's a favorite late night food of mine, actually.
Ooh, very nice.
Get chow
very
mein
nice.
or lo mein from a restaurant, and you're watching your late night classic Star Trek episodes. And
Okay, so
it's a
here,
gooder.
chicken chow mein is king.
It's called what?
Chicken chow mein here is what is the dish to have, not the chicken lo mein. The chicken
Okay.
chow mein is the dish to have here. That's why I kind of thought that there might not be any difference, although there is. I thought it might
Minor
be like a
difference, though.
Canadianism, you know?
Yeah.
Chris,
it's very minor.
Did Mark say sea bugs? Yes. Mark, in 2 seconds, in 2 wags of puppy Kirby's tail, Mark will produce a picture of a sick, grody clam pizza.
No, I won't do that to the audience.
Sea
I
tongue
won't do that to
pizza.
our friends
Please, for the
in the
love of God.
chat. Yeah. I won't do that. No.
Okay, well, a question answered. Thank you so much for that.
I never knew
our
that.
wonderful
Yeah.
engineer.
You
We
always
have a
learn
show
something
called
at the
Sunday Night
Clubhouse.
Geekery for the food talk.
Yes, we do.
Oh, so well, shall we not? How about we get down to our most, I think our most popular feature that we do here on Clobber Times on Clobby's Clubhouse, which is, of course, we got to have a title for it. Let's see, Raquel's movie picks or something. I'll think of something. Raquel's Roundup. We got Raquel's Roundup, folks. She rounds up some science fiction viewing that she has done throughout the course of the week. How about that?
Like, you're so good at naming everything. I remember one time when we were going to do a show. I forget which show it was, but you had like 4 names for the show, and we went back back and forth for like 3 days because all of the names for the show were so good. Was that Saturday Night Star Trek? I don't know. I think we were going to call it CLOBBERIN Treks, but you always come up with all of these splendid names. I think that you missed your calling.
The simplest.
You probably should have gone into advertising. I think you would have been marvelous in advertising.
No, I don't know. But I guess for right now, can we call it Raquel's Roundup?
Sure. I think that's great.
But we should come up with an official name. We've been doing it for so long now.
Stuart Mitchell says it should be called Rock's Reels, or Raquel Keeps It Real. Okay. All right, everyone, you want to know what's going down? You want to know what the boss is talking about, what our captain is talking about? I'm trying to learn more about sci-fi films. You guys know I've always got my nose in a book. I'm trying to learn about more sci-fi films. So late at night, I watch these marvelous old school classic episodic science fiction films. And I have uncovered an anthology series from the 1950s. And it's just fabulous. And oddly enough, it's familiar to me, although I don't think it was ever broadcast in Canada. Mind you, like I said, I grew up in a band and we toured all around, so I might have seen it elsewhere. But Tales, here, is it coming up? There we go. Tales of Tomorrow. So
Tales of Tomorrow. Sorry.
Yeah, and so we're on number 4. Now, you're probably scratching your head saying, what? How could we possibly be on number 4? Because when I look that up online, that's not what comes up. And that's because these have all recently gone into the public domain. So Tubi picked them up, and Tubi is broadcasting them in their order. And because Tubi's free and easily accessible to everyone, I'm just going with their broadcasting order. So this would be number 4, season 1, episode number 4. But if you look it up, it is season 1, episode 9. And it is The Crystal Egg. Now, The Crystal Egg is actually an H.G. Wells short story, but I'm going to read from IMDb and tell you a little bit about the Tales of Tomorrow version of it. Now, it's very important that you give a lot of latitude to Tales of Tomorrow, because they do all of this in about, I think it's about 25 minutes. So they take these marvelous, really super amazing short stories that are written by some incredibly famous authors, and they try and put it in the celluloid form in, I believe it's around 25 minutes. So there's a lot to accomplish here. So I'm going to read from IMDb and let you know.
Thank you to Cardinal real quick though.
Cardi,
thank you, Cardinal Sin. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate that, buddy. And hello to Michelle.
Hello.
So, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. I love Cardi, and Cardi is one of my Patreon subscribers. He's somebody who helps indie authors, get by. He's a pretty amazing person. So he's supporting my authorship, and I really love him for it.
Thanks,
so anyways,
Cardi.
Here we go, folks. The Crystal Egg reveals a crystal egg reveals live tableau of the planet Mars. A 19th century scientist is obsessed with investigating the crystal, but the antique shop owner who came across the seemingly worthless glass hopes to sell it ASAP to a tall, insistent stranger for whom no price is too dear. The delay while the scientist experiments. What? Oh, it just dropped away on this stupid IMDb. The egg makes the buyer even more desperate. And this is written by a fellow by the name of David Stevens.
Gotcha.
No offense, David, but that's possibly the worst summary I've ever read in my life.
Wow. Hey, Boosh. Boosh McFadden.
Hey. Boosh!
Hey, Boosh.
Like I said, here, I'm just going to read a little bit from Wikipedia so that you can understand this a little bit about this. The Crystal Egg is a science fiction story written by H.G. Wells in 1897. The story tells of a shop owner named Mr. Cave who finds a strange egg that serves as a window into the planet Mars. The story was written the same year in which Wells was serializing the War of the Worlds in Pearson's magazine. Remember when they used to publish short stories in magazines? I do too. A year before it was published as a novel, because that's what happens when you support short stories. Because of a vaguely similar description of the Martians and their machines, the Crystal Egg is often considered a precursor to the War of the Worlds, as the Martians' effort to observe and study humanity remotely might indicate their preparation for an eventual invasion. Well, I'm not quite sure that I agree with that synopsis either. I've actually read The Crystal Egg. And indeed, there is a gentleman by the name of Mr. Cave, and he is a hoarder. And he has like one of those antique shops that's not really an antique shop. It has some antiques and some things that are worthwhile, but he's one of those guys who collects things and can't let them go. And he has an awful wife who is quite cruel to him. And, she gets a bad rap, but I also think that she's sick and tired of having all this crap in her house that he won't sell. And he has a couple of wicked stepchildren.
My wife is not watching this show ever.
Okay. So what ends up happening is that in Tales of Tomorrow, you happen upon Mr. Cave's shop. Inside is this tall figure, and he's trying to buy this egg. You're not told who this tall figure is. And Mr. Cave seems as though he's surprised that the egg was even on display, and he doesn't want to sell it. And then mysteriously, Mr. Cave disappears, and I won't reveal the whole story because I don't want to ruin it for folks. But I just want you to know that the real story here, the real short story, is definitely worth reading before you watch this episode, because then it all seems much more clear, and it's like, oh, that was a really great effort in trying to accomplish the story in such a short period of time. But the Crystal Egg, the story proper, is a very, very interesting story, because Mr. Cave in the short story, which doesn't happen in the celluloid version, he looks into the egg at a certain angle, okay? And he starts to see things in the egg, some really strange things. Human beings that look like butterflies, and they curl their wings forward, and large insects, like super large insects. And he's transfixed, and he keeps looking into this egg, until he can't pull himself away from it. And I'm not going to tell you what happens, but the tall guy who comes into the shop in the celluloid version is actually a priest, like he works for the clergy. And he's trying to collect it as an artifact for the church, obviously, right? And I won't reveal what happens there, but you need to know that the Crystal Egg is a very short story. It's been a long time since I read it, but I think it's under 5,000 words. I think it
I
might
just
be
posted it, so it's online. I'm sure it's in the public domain. So
yeah,
I just
yeah,
posted a
because
link, so you can probably read it in 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
oh yeah, exactly. 5-10 minutes. And yeah, it's from 1897. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying all of this is because I'm not going to give a really high mark to this Tales of Tomorrow. And many of you know that I give high marks to Tales of Tomorrow no matter what, because of what it's doing. Tales of Tomorrow is like almost like an anthology that aims to be a magazine exclusively for short story authors. And some of the greatest authors we have ever known have had their work showcased here. I saw an assertion online that Arthur C. Clarke, this was his first publication. So this is a very powerful anthology series. However, because I have read The Crystal Egg, and you all know that I am an insane, a rabid H.G. Wells fan, I want you to read the short story first. This short story written by H.G. Wells is, I would actually say, better than The War of the Worlds. The way that he describes what happens with Mr. Cave, what Mr. Cave sees, and the fact that he has this interaction with this professor. Now, in the celluloid version, only the professor sees it, but in the actual story proper, Mr. Cave sees everything. And like I said, I'm not going to spoil it for everyone, but I am going to say this: you absolutely must pick up Amazing Stories. Please buy it. Keep science fiction alive, support H.G. Wells, and you can also go to LibriVox.org and archive.org, and you can get it for free. But after you listen to it, or after you read it, or you read it and listen to it, please buy this beautiful story. So it's well worth your time. I'm going to highly recommend both, but I'm going to tell you right now that The Crystal Egg, for me, as far as a short story goes, is a 10 out of 10. The writing, the diction, the tension, the construction of sentences, the imagery is second to none. H.G. Wells is a master. But unfortunately, Tales of Tomorrow, I can only give it a 6 out of 10 for how it deployed the story. And that's merely because the written story is so incredible. So if you're just watching Tales of Tomorrow and you watch The Crystal Egg, you probably give it like an 8 out of 10. And you'll be like, hey, that was a really cool story. But it feels more like a Stephen King Needful Things sort of story. But if you read The Crystal Egg first, and your mind is taken to this magical, incredible place, like you imagine Mars teeming with life and these bizarre creatures, almost like reading the book of Revelation, where you're trying to fathom what God means in the way he describes the second coming. It's that interesting. So I can't oversell the H.G. Wells story. It's a 10 out of 10. And The Crystal Egg is good if you just watch it and you don't know about the story. Does that make sense?
Yep. Oh, Mr. Angel was just reading this book. He wanted me to share it, the cover that he's reading. And so the translation of the title is 8 Stories in a Dream.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Nice cover.
So he said, just literally reading this again. LOL. So thank you, Mr. Angel, for sending us that photo. Yep.
Yep. And Mr. Angel, it's only 20 pages, but it's brilliant. That's exactly the that's the exact feeling that short stories give me. That's why people are like, oh, Raquel, you should write a novel. No, I get a special charge out of the brevity involved in short storytelling. And I also get a massive charge, a social and emotional and intellectual charge out of trusting the reader, creating a wonderful space for the reader to go for a very brief time. And the reader fills in all of this a world and pushes the walls back to make the world even greater than it is. And this makes short story aspirational and inspirational. So yes, I totally agree. Anyways, I've talked long enough.
Michael Carney's here.
Michael Carney!
Hey, Michael.
You stayed up late.
Michael.
So now I'm going to shut up because I've been going on for way too long. And I'm going to throw it over to the captain and to Mark and just say, hey, guys, have you heard of the Crystal Egg? Did you watch this episode or have you encountered this short story in your life? And if not, have I inspired you to at least go and give it a taste?
I have not, but you certainly have inspired me big time, as you always do with this. I love your enthusiasm for this. That's why everyone really just loves this segment that you do. It's amazing. So,
Oh, thanks, boss.
but I have not.
And I don't think I've ever read it, but I probably should have. Or I've got so many sci-fi anthology books that, could have been read at one point. And
I have some big H.G. Wells collections.
Yeah, so it could have been something, that I read and just not in my data banks anymore for quick access. But this is, I'm just scrolling through it. It's an easy short read to read it. And so you said it wasn't, the show really doesn't do it's an okay job of translating the story, but like most things, I'm guessing the original book is usually better than the treatment.
Usually.
Well, sometimes I think, like, especially during this time, like in the 50s, the 60s, and even the early 70s, I think that these people who got their hot little hands on these short stories really fell in love with them. And so there's this incredible fidelity and passion for these stories. And when they're turned into teleplays, it just seems like this 30-year window is when all of the beautiful things happened with short stories. It's when people cared about them and said, oh, wow, look at this. So I would tend to, when I watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy, obviously I read the Lord of the Rings when I was a little kid. When I watched the films, I thought, okay, well, that's different, but it's beautiful. He did a great job.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I see the adaptations, these old school adaptations, because like I said, you know how Peter Jackson has like this beautiful passion for Lord of the Rings. And I see that in these people who did the teleplay. So
they really care. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like,
they love the work.
Yeah. So like, if I could put it to you this way, Mark, if you go to the Tales of Tomorrow first and you watch it and you don't know about the Crystal Egg, and you don't even know about H.G. Wells, you would watch it and you would be like, okay, this is like a 7 or an 8. This is kind of cool. But it will totally remind you of Needful Things by Stephen King. Like you go into this weird shop, there's something kind of creepy. There's a priest who wants to get his hot little hands on it. What does this thing do? And, and that story gets told. And what happens in the short story proper is far different and quite magical. And the diction and the construction, the way that it is smithed is just, it's gorgeous. Like it is luxurious to read. It is cerebrally luxurious to read. Like you will enjoy it so much. You'll be like, my God, the density in this sentence, the diction, it's so beautiful. You want to read it again and again and again, and it will have a huge impact on you. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
absolutely.
That sounds very interesting. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me, since I read the story first, I got to give it a 6 out of 10.
I understand. Absolutely.
Okay.
Adaptations.
All right. So should we move on to the next one, boss man?
Absolutely. Sure. Go ahead. Go for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't show the thingamabobby. Did I show this?
Show what?
I didn't even show this.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
So I think this is the original cover. And look at the beautiful creatures. So like when this person on Wikipedia was comparing it to War of the Worlds, yeah, not really. If you've read the War of the Worlds and not just watched some weird Tom Cruise movie, that's not at all the same. And then this, of course, is the show. But I wanted to show this. Isn't this beautiful? And I believe that's the first edition
nice
image. But I could be wrong about that. I don't know. Okay, so the next one that we're doing, let me just minimize this window and draw up the next one. Something very weird that I've never heard of before. And apparently, it's a very well-known story. It's almost impossible to research this story, this short story, turned into a teleplay, because of what it's named. It is named The Dune Roller. And if you're watching this on Tubi, it would be season 1, episode 5. Okay. But if you look it up on IMDb, it is season 1, episode 15. Now, this is a short story by Julian C. May. And I think it's actually Julie. Like, I think she might have like tried to change her name or whatever, because I think this is actually a woman who wrote this. And I am halfway through the short story right now. I'm reading it right now because I found it to be kind of weird. And yes, Zathras, it is. Oh, Larry's here.
Larry.
Okay, so let me read this. What this person put on IMDb, and hopefully it will make some sense. On an isolated lightning island, a rock mysteriously crashes out of a house after pebbles combine and grow. Scientists discover the rocks consist of an unknown material. Yeah, this really sucks. This also makes no sense. Okay, I'm just gonna say what I need to say, because I don't know who wrote that plot summary, but they should be taken out into the street and flogged. The Dune Roller, apparently, they say, the people who live around, I believe it is Lake Michigan, they have this story where they say that there 300 years ago, a meteor fell into Lake Michigan. And some pieces of it broke off and broke away. And our protagonist is, I believe, an entomologist. I have to be careful when I say that, because, of course, I study etymology, and then there's entomology. So this is the bug guy, entomology, and he is working the dunes along Lake Michigan. And so I'm only halfway through the story proper. And the reason being is, the celluloid version almost doesn't make any sense at all. You're like watching it, you're like, this is kind of dumb. And so this meteor is at the bottom of Lake Michigan, and apparently, like, this is like an actual legend, like the Ogopoga and Kelowna here in Canada, or the Loch Ness Monster. So basically, pieces of it have broken off, or people try to salvage pieces of it, and it winds up killing people, like smoking them. And what's really scary is that it looks as though they've been struck by lightning. And this guy, this bug scientist, this entomologist, he starts to put together he starts to connect all the dots and figure out that these little pieces of glass and all of these different colored strange stones that they find on the shore of Lake Michigan, you can't put them in your pockets, because if you put them in your pockets, basically this energy force will come after you and kill you to reclaim its bits and pieces. So it's almost as if this meteor is like an alien that lives in the bottom of Lake Michigan. And it's almost as if someone develop some type of local folklore to make sure that people were not taking the nicer pieces of the beach home with them. So if you go to Lake Michigan and you see something that looks like glass, or you see something that looks like gold or whatever, you don't pick it up and put it in your pocket and take it home, right? They say that in Hawaii. When you go to Hawaii, and I love being in Hawaii, but I always say to little kids when I see them taking stuff off the beach, if everybody takes a rock home from Hawaii, there will be no more rocks in Hawaii. So I think it's along those lines. I think that's sort of, I'm just speculating, but I think that's basically what this story is all about. When you watch The Dune Roller, which would be season 1, episode 5 on Tales of Tomorrow, it almost makes no sense. You're sort of watching it, and it has this very strange feel where you're like, okay, so what's actually happening here? What is the nature of the meteor? And so the great thing about this episode is that it inspired me to go find this Julian C. May and find his or her, I think it's a her, short story, and read it. And wow, I'm only halfway through the beginning of it, and it is 10 million times better than this teleplay, unfortunately. So once again, I have to give the short story that I'm reading so far, I'm only halfway through, about a 7 out of 10. And I'm going to give the Dune Roller Celluloid a 6 out of 10. It's not really a super strong story. It's a local legend. It's fun in that way, but it's just not something I enjoy. There's a lot more science in the short story compared to the teleplay. And that's all I have to say about it. So guys, Captain, Chief Engineer, Captain, Chief, have you ever watched The Dune Roller, or have you ever read The Dune Roller?
I can't say I have. By the way, hello, John Shaggy Rupas. Yay! And Bandit MD11. Welcome
Hello.
to the club. I can't say I've ever heard of it or I've read it. No, I'm afraid not.
Yeah.
Or seen it, I mean. Or read it.
Interesting. It's interesting.
Same here. There's actually a audio version of the book. I'm posting some links in so people can listen to it. So there's a radio archive.
All right, J-Man. Good night, buddy. Sorry,
night, J-Man.
Take care,
J-Man. Don't forget to follow J-Man. And don't forget to buy his books and his wife's poetry books. He's an author. He's a great guy. His real name is Jason. Yes. So follow him from Twitter all the way to his marvelous Amazon account and buy his books. We love him. He's a very nice person.
Yep. Leave your channel link in there, buddy. You got you're a wrench.
Oh, so. Larry's asking for the name of the author again. So I've said it twice, but I'm going to say it one more time, and I'll say it really slow. Julian C. May. Julian C. May. But I think it's a chick, Larry.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it Julian?
No, I think that it's her nom de plume, boss.
The nom de plume? A pseudonym?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think so. Because if you look her, can you go look her up on Wikipedia, please, Mark? I think it's a woman.
Well, here's I'm sharing the screen now. So
wicked.
A lot of people don't know that
Dune Roller.
That Jane Austen was actually a man, so a lot of people don't know that. So yeah.
Oh wow.
According to Blackadder, he may have been lying.
It's not my cup of tea, that kind of stuff, that Jane Austen stuff. So
I'm not saying Blackadder may have been lying, but go ahead, sir.
But Dune Roller, so it became popular, so they made it into Tales of Tomorrow TV series pretty quickly. There's an abominable 72 movie adaptation called The Cremators, and there was this 61 BBC Home Service radio dramatization available over Radio Archive. So that might be fun to listen to. It's an hour, and they adopt the short story of the book, which probably maybe does a better job than the Tales of Tomorrow adaptation. Can't tell, but I'm sure this is probably in the public domain as well by this point. But I'm sure you can find the short story if you click on one of those links that I had. So,
and I got pictures. Oh, but I'll just let you show the pictures because you're.
Well, I'll scroll down to this, and then you show the. Oh, you have the same.
Yeah, I have the same.
It's the same.
There's not much information about this author, and there's not that much information on this story out there because of the way that it's named. If you try to research it, you get a lot of false starts due to the fact that it's Dune, right?
Yeah, Dune. Yep. And this looks like the SS Minnow, but that could just be me.
Yeah, somebody said Gilligan's Island, and I am correct. Michael Beacom checked. Julian is a woman.
The cremers are so bad. MST 3K rejected it. The creme. I guess it's on YouTube.
Wow.
Well, yep. So that's a great find though. Yeah. So as always, I'm sure the short story is pretty great to read. So so here's Dune Roller. I guess that's the same thing, I guess. Yeah.
But see, this is what I mean. Like, he's not an ecologist in the short story, I believe. I'm currently reading it. I didn't have time to finish it, but he's an entomologist. He's not an ecologist. And anyway, the thing is like when you're reading the short story too, like it talks about like CB radio and like how CB radio is used and how it's used instead of the telephone and things like that. So it's very much that beautiful technological science fiction that we all love to interact with. So you've got the bug guy, you've got the dunes. He's looking at the effects of the environment on the bugs there or whatever. You've got the lake, you've got the crazy event with the giant meteor, and the way it's described in the short story is just marvelous. I mean, it's this giant rock, but it has like a fire tail that hasn't broken off of it yet, and it's gold and red, and it kills a frog, and the frog has this thing inside of it, and it literally cooks the frog from the inside. And I don't know, I'm going on here, I'm babbling, but what I'm trying to say is that when you're reading the short story, it's like you're having so much fun with all the technology and all the science fiction, and you're enjoying yourself. And I just don't think that this is one of those stories that is conducive to the celluloid. I don't think it can be turned into a radio program or into a film or into like a little short. I just don't think that's the kind of story it is. It's well written, but I mean, it's not on par with H.G. Wells.
It's interesting. She went by J.C. May when this appeared in Astounding Science Fiction, kind of like D.C. Fontana, maybe. DC, as a woman, just goes by her initials. And she chaired the 10th World Science Fiction Convention in Chicago in 1952, becoming the first woman to chair Worldcon.
Yep.
Interesting. Yep.
So she's really cool, and like I said, she's not on par with H.G. Wells as far as the writing goes, like the actual writing. You're not going to be blown away where you feel like you're reading like something that, will change the world. But it is so enjoyable to be engrossed in true science fiction. And she really makes sure that she puts you in the middle of the technology and in the middle of the science. And the science tells the story and the technology tells the story. And that is what makes it quite marvelous. But we'll see. Right now, I pretty much think it's just about a 7 out of 10, boss. And Mark, I think the celluloid version, I can only give it a 6 out of 10. It's just, it's not, I just don't think it's a story that you can put into film.
So stick to the book, but watch it for fun.
As always, the book
compare.
Original story is the best thing.
You won't be disappointed in yourself if you read it, if you watch all of these anthological. Is that a word? Anthological? It must be, right? That's got to be a word
now.
I always create adjectives. I'm also really good at creating gerunds. Like I don't like peopling and things like that, so I could be quite ridiculous sometimes. But what I mean to say is that if you watch this as a part of the anthology, you won't be disappointed in yourself, but it won't be a high point of Tales for Tomorrow for you. It's not going to be like the Arthur C. Clarke or the H.G. Wells high points. You're not gonna feel that in this one. You'll just be like, oh, okay, well, that was satisfying, and then you'll move on if that explains it.
Deedishness.
And Larry, I love you. That is incredibly, incredibly kind of you to say. And your feedback and your readership means so much to me. I just adore you. And I'm mailing your book tomorrow. Okay. So we move on to the next offering of this evening. And very weirdly, folks, this was offered to me. Oh, Stunt Brat's here.
Stunt Brat, what's up, love?
Hi, gorgeous.
Hey,
all right, good to see you.
So,
oh my goodness.
So if you're joining us as though we're a radio program, and you can't see the visual, my goodness, you're missing out. Please just hit pause right now, go to your phone or go to your computer, and please just have a look. You would not believe how beautiful this, I don't know what it is. I think it's a lobby card.
Yeah, well, sometimes posters were different back then, but it could well be a lobby card.
Yeah, this is one of the most beautiful lobby cards or posters or whatever you want to call it. I'm not a specialized geek, but it's one of the most beautiful ones I've ever seen. So it's just a feast for the eyes. We have an octopus. We have a man in a diver, like an old school diver garb. We have Anthony Quinn in a sexy embrace. We have an explosion. We have a woman with a look of horror on her face. We have, this whole idea behind, for whom the bell tolls. There's a bell tolling in the back. And then we have a shirtless man with a tire iron. And it says, the fabulous story of the most dangerous quest of modern times. Color by Technicolor. City Beneath the Sea. Starring Robert Ryan, Mala Powers, Anthony Quinn, and Susan Ball. Oh my goodness. I'm going to read from Wikipedia, and I will tell you a little bit about this film. City Beneath the Sea is a 1953 American adventure film. I was quite shocked to find out this is an adventure film because on Tubi and on almost every streaming service, this is put in with science fiction. Okay, but it is an adventure film. I would agree with that. It is directed by Bud Boticher and starring Robert Ryan, Mala Powers, Anthony Quinn, and Susan Ball. The film is based on the book Port Royal, The Ghost City Beneath the Sea by Harry E. Reisenberg. Plot. In Jamaica, salvage divers Brad and Tony are hired by Dwight Trevor to find the Lady Luck, a ship that supposedly sank with all hands and 1 million in gold bullion. There is no trace of a sunken ship, but there is a sunken city, the city of Port Royal, that was destroyed in an earthquake in 1692. The gold bullion was actually lost in a modern-day quake and is part of an insurance fraud perpetrated by Trevor. He does not want the divers to find the gold and will stop at nothing to ensure the success of his plan. And so I watched this thinking it was, and that was from Wikipedia, staying copyright compliant. So this was given to me through several streaming services as science fiction, and I watched it. Holy moly, people. This was a cool, I would call this a romantic adventure. And this film has 2 distinct chapters. The first chapter is pretty much every trip that I've ever taken to Jamaica. It feels absolutely beautiful. You get to the island, you can smell the salt from the sea, bananas, the culture, the beautiful architecture, the amazing culture, the great bars where you go in and you have the best rum and the best drinks, and it just feels like a cozy blanket to me. I love Jamaica. And so you're enjoying all of this. And there are these 2 handsome guys. Obviously, I love Anthony Quinn. I grew up in the 1970s, so he is a sex symbol to me. And so we watch him, and he gets this very, very, very sexy, hot lounge singer, and he romances her. And his buddy, falls in love with this sea captain who has, she's an expat. She's living in Jamaica, and she runs this cute little tugboat, and she you know, to and fro these bananas and selling them in the market. So you have this guy who's more cerebral, and he wants this girl who's, you know, like, you know, I never dated a captain before, he says, and you know, takes her in a very romantic Hollywood embrace and kisses her, and it's all quite beautiful, and everyone is dressed marvelously. The way they're dressed, it's so cool. And then of course Anthony Quinn is romancing this woman who is not only a gifted songbird but sexy as heck. I mean, I think there was steam coming off of my TV. She was just beautiful, and Anthony Quinn was passionate and sort of scary. Like, he has that daring scariness to him, where even if you're not attracted to him, you know how powerful he is. You know he's a sex symbol. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the film, like in the middle, I think at like the 40-minute mark, it changes into this sort of Jacques Cousteau kind of thing, where we see all this dive equipment, and they're going to the bottom of the sea, and basically there's a city down there, and there's a ship down there with the gold bullion, and they're sort of jockeying with these criminals and good guys, and they're trying to bring the gold up. But then there's like this big voodoo curse, and the people of Jamaica hold this dance where they curse everyone who's trying to get in there to get the gold. And so it shifts gears, and it sort of turns into this kind of crazy adventure. And so it's a different kind of thing. Do I regret watching it? No, I do not. But it is not science fiction, and it is great fun.
And yes, I've been posting all the links to the 1971 film, which actually looks really cool too.
By the way,
you're doing the 50s one.
Christopher Dominguez and Herc 130.
Yay!
Hello there. Sorry about that. I just want to shout him out. Go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I just there's a 71 version too. So
I must be thinking of that one then. Maybe that's the one I saw.
Yeah, because it's got. I was going to say, because Irwin Allen directed it.
That's the Irwin Allen. That's the one I know. I don't think I've seen this one. I seen the Irwin Allen one. There was a TV pilot, wasn't there? It was a TV. It was theatrical, but it was Irwin Allen.
And they've got the same sub from Journey to the Bottom
science
of the
fiction.
Sea.
That's what I think. That's what they were trying to recommend to you.
Yeah, well, this is the one I clicked on, and this was in the science fiction on Tubi.
They got it mixed up, not you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I got it wrong. Yeah. I got the wrong.
So, well, I don't know. There is some science fiction in it, like when you think about the fact that they were dealing with diving to the bottom of the sea and stuff like that. But there's so much focus on bumping uglies and having some romance and getting jiggy with it, or whatever you want to call it. For the first 40 minutes, that when we finally get to the cool Jacques Cousteau sort of thing that has a very strong appeal for me, because I like that steampunk. I love that Captain Nemo feel. I love these kind of ocean stories. You guys already know, especially Mark knows, I'm totally into the Captain Nemo thing and the Jacques Cousteau thing, but it just doesn't pan out that way. It's basically a romantic adventure, and it's not really that good. But I don't regret watching it.
Well, I wonder if the 71 version is better, or if it's even the same story. Yeah,
I don't know.
The effects look great. I was watching the trailer, so on my second screen.
Yeah. And you think to yourself, wow, that's pretty cutting edge for 1953. And I think there are some folks in the chat that are talking about that, right? But so for me, City Beneath the Sea is a bit of a mixed bag. So we have the people of Jamaica who are very upset, and they have this cursed lost city of Atlantis. And then we have the sunken ship that's right with this lost city of Atlantis. And they sort of, in the film, they make it seem like it's very far away. It's not like it's described in the book on the Wikipedia page. And then you've got the adventure part of it. These two guys, one's a good guy, one's a bad guy, and they're sort of racing to get to the gold. And then you have that first whole 40 minutes where you're in a tiki bar and you're having a great time, and all you want is some rum punch. And and it's almost like a saloon. There are girls for hire, if you get my meaning, and people playing poker, and beautiful jazz singer, and it's romantic and beautiful, and I loved it. But it's not a strong film because of what a mixed bag it is. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. They definitely got it mixed up. That the 71 Irwin Allen movie is a TV movie, by the way, telefilm. Okay. So yeah, but you should see that one actually. But it was meant for as a pilot.
Yeah.
But this is different. That is actual science fiction. This is, like you say, I think that's a mistake. But still, you enjoyed it though. That's a good thing.
It was okay. And I think in large part too that all that wonderful scenes in Jamaica. You know, I'm a repeat offender when it comes to visiting Jamaica. Jamaica is one of the most beautiful countries in the whole world. It has some of the cleanest water on our planet. I absolutely love the food there. I love jerk chicken. I love the creamy, cheesy cauliflower. I love Jamaican patties. I love the beach. And it's so weird because, like, you're watching this 1953 film and they're talking about Montego Bay. And back then, people didn't travel because of how expensive it was to travel. Like, you know, especially like, you know, in my generation, people didn't fly because, you know, it cost $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 just to go a couple of provinces, never mind all the way to Jamaica. So the way they're describing Mo Bay, like I've been all over Jamaica, I'll be honest, but Mo Bay is like one of my favorite places. But the way they describe Mo Bay, Montego Bay, it might as well be like the high Arctic. Like it's like this really super mysterious place, and yeah, meanwhile it's just Mo Bay, and Mo Bay is so much fun. I've snorkeled that bay and I love it. Anyway, so it's kind of cool, but I gotta say, the film, I can only give it a 5 out of 10. And I give 5 points for the romantic beginning, the smoke show that is the woman who is with Anthony Quinn. Anthony's a powerful sexual performance as usual. We come to expect this from Quinn. And the tiki bars, and obviously I am a slave to Jamaica. I love Jamaica. I will go back to Jamaica over and over and over again in my life. I will tell everyone what a beautiful place it is, what the culture, the music, just everything. Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. Go to Jamaica. If you want to give me a vacation so that I can promote Jamaica, I will take it. Go to Jamaica. Best food, best music, best culture. Go to Jamaica. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. 5 out of 10.
There you go.
And that concludes my segment for this week, folks. Oh, I have one photo. Look at that diving equipment.
Well, it's state of the art back then, so
yeah.
Oh, they take the faceplate off too, and in all the scenes where they do the dive mark, they do the full screw in of the faceplate.
Well, did they have an octopus in there that was realistic, or was it science fiction-y?
No, there was nothing. It's none of that. Just go down to the bottom of the sea, and you see some gold.
What's on the
poster? You get your tube stuck, and then you gotta be rescued because you got your tube stuck. Oh, you got your tube stuck.
It's on the poster.
Yeah, I know. False advertising.
We want a big octopus. Yeah.
Mark,
yeah. What's that other one? The Venus vampires, and there are no vampires in the movie.
Yeah, of course.
Like
that's always that way. Mark, why don't you show some pictures from the other one, the Irwin Allen ones? Because I know.
Yeah. Let me go show that one.
I should see that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, here.
I watched a friend of mine showing that a long time ago. He was a big Irwin Allen fan. That was going to be a new Irwin Allen TV show. It was a pilot from one, but it was never made it. But that's what I think that algorithm was trying to sell you, and they just got it.
Yeah, I think so. Here, so this is the current movie that that one Raquel is talking about.
Look at that, Anthony Quinn.
There's only a few pictures here, then I'll show the other one. Yeah.
Guys and dolls. Look at these people. Just gorgeous people having a beautiful time. Look at how nice they're dressed.
Anthony Quinn was a Mac Daddy.
He was. Yeah. And when you go into a pub, like everyone was dressed up and they all looked beautiful. And this is back when people used to get on an airplane dressed up. Look, when I get on an airplane, I dress up. I look good. I want to go and have a good time. I want to go and have a fantasy. I want to go and respect the money that I'm spending. I grew up, I had a very impecunious childhood, very, very abject poverty. So for me, traveling is a huge deal. And so I respect it greatly. And I just love the way it portrays Jamaica. Jamaica is beautiful.
Michael Megan says, I worked for a Caribbean hotel reservation company in the 90s. I took like Jamaica. Oh, I too like Jamaica.
Yeah.
But must admit, I think Grand Cayman and Trinidad and Tobago rate too well. I've never been anywhere. I envy you all because I've never gone anywhere. I'm never going to be able to go anywhere. So it sounds cool, fun places. So anyway,
well, Jamaica is the place you want to go. Like there are some people that when they travel to a destination to go to a museum, or they travel to a destination for the art and the culture, or they travel to the destination because it's super cheap. And let's face it, lots of people have to do that nowadays. My travel agent described my love for Jamaica as my love for food. I'm very much someone who travels for food. It doesn't matter what the culture is and what's going on there, or even the weather. What is the food like? And Jamaica is a place that you go and you eat so beautifully, like the roast chicken. Like,
isn't there chicken jerk there? Aren't there chickens all jerk?
Actually, they have chicken shacks on all of the beaches, and you can put anything you want on your chicken, and you get an entire chicken. They roast an entire chicken. They'll chop it in half for you, and they'll put it on a plate. And you can have like a mole. You can have a jerk sauce. You can have nothing. You can have plain barbecue. You can do whatever you want. But you literally lie on the beach, and they have the chicken shacks going constantly. And the food there is just prepared in such a way. It is so beautiful. It is so clean. Jamaica is so clean. And just the way they honor food. It's just, it's a place you go to eat, and you eat a lot. I mean, when I'm there, I'm eating 24 hours a day, especially the cheesy broccoli, or not broccoli, cauliflower. They do this roasted cauliflower, and then they melt cheese over top of it. You get like 3 Jamaican patties with the cauliflower and cheese. So good.
Nice. Thank you, Zathras. You were too kind. But see, I was going to say this here. They didn't. It's very Irwin Allen. No, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to say that the IMDb didn't have very sci-fi, a lot of sci-fi pictures, but yeah, it's really.
I remember seeing this back in the 80s. A buddy of mine wanted me to watch it. It was a pilot, and it is pretty
here's
cool.
The sub.
I mean, he was trying to basically sort of do Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea without in a different way, having a city like I guess it was going to be the Deep Space Nine to to the voyage. Was it Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea? Star Trek, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love that sub. God, that's so cool. The sub that would launch.
Well, you're looking at Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea right there, though.
Yeah, but they use they use the flying sub in this movie.
He used a lot of sets. You can see this is so Irwin Allen, but the sets are pretty cool in this thing.
Yeah,
a lot of the same actors too. Anyone else see this pilot? And I think Raquel ought to see this one. It's pretty cool.
I will see it. I'm going to put it on my list right now.
I don't know if you like Irwin Allen's Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, but that was a fun show.
City Beneath the Sea. And this one is 1971?
Yes, it was a
71.
I will write that down.
But it's pretty. I mean, it was all right. Again, it's been a while since I watched it, but anyway, if it is kind of a fun look to it. It's nice sets, and for a TV show, not as elaborate as Time Tunnel sets though, but still, there's nothing. He never did anything close as far as unbelievably cool looking sets to me than his Time Tunnel. Did you ever watch Time Tunnel, Raquel? God, I used to love that Irwin Allen show.
I'm writing it down right now.
I've seen a few of them, but yeah, it's been a long time.
Time Tunnel. I know some of you out there remember Time Tunnel, buddies. Oh, let's see.
Minimus is saying I can get it on Tubi. Okay, I'll get it on Tubi. Yeah. Thank you, Minimus.
So is this show like Sequest? Sequest. No, Sequest is sort of a lot more like Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Herc says every episode of Time Tunnel. Yeah, I got all the DVDs of Time Tunnel. And I got both seasons also, Michael. Yep. Tony Newman and Doug Phillips tumbled.
Is that Captain Finity's favorite show?
In his corridors of time.
Neon Knight saying that it almost reminds him of UFO. Neon Knight, UFO is ask Clobby and ask Mark. I am insane for UFO. UFO is like it regularly challenges all other science fiction for being like second only to Star Trek for me. I absolutely love UFO. I love its sexiness. I love the fact that I feel like I'm in a James Bond film, but I'm also in a Gene Roddenberry show, and the blending of the two of them, it's just absolutely amazing. I love UFO. I wish we would have had, 50 seasons of it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. When Straker pulls up in that car, Moonbase Healthy Girls. I mean, that is fun.
Wow, somebody is showing Time Tunnel that late. He says, Khalil says, comes on every week after Sunday Star Trek for me. If I'm not too tired, I usually end up watching some time. Wow, I love Time Tunnel. Somebody's showing it where you are. That's cool. Man, look, when that came on, I was a little bit young, so I only heard about it later. And then it never got reran much, ever really. It took forever for us to be able to get like decent bootlegs of it eventually. And then now, of course, I've got the DVD set, but for a long time, it was tough to get your hands on. It was only like 30-something episodes, I think. And God, it was a Time Tunnel.
Here's some pictures of that. Yeah.
And hear that
guys. Music. Larry's asking if we'll review UFO
27. I don't know. We might not review one episode.
We should.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
I would love to just have an excuse to rewatch UFO. I've probably only watched it 5 or 6 times through. I would gladly watch that for the 7th or the 8th time. I would gladly watch that 100 times. All I have to do is what inspires me is putting away the time to do that. So if you wanted to review it and maybe we could do a watch party or something.
Admiral
Larry.
Hey, Admiral Teague.
Zathras. Raquel, Babylon 5 is better. I love you, Zathras.
Zathras, Babylon 5 is better than everything. Let's just we know that.
Yes, Neon Knight, it did morph into Space 1999, which is quite unfortunate because, we needed way, way more UFO. I mean, I don't mind the first season of Space 1999, but I would have much rather had UFO.
Well, we could just review one episode a week.
Yep, we could do that too. Do you want to do that?
I mean, you want to? I watched the first episode the other night just for the hell of it.
Oh, isn't it beautiful? You just watch it and you're like, I'm watching this sexy, intelligent, fun show, and it's sci-fi and it's got all this James Bond feel. It's so good. UFO is so good.
To do one a week, that way we can have like a special, like a few minutes on the Clubhouse every week to talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. Can we do that? Can we do what Larry asked?
Like it, I mean,
Larry. I want you to know that your request has
maybe we could
granted.
do a watch party before.
It don't have to be a watch party, but
no, and then if on the side it could be a casual watch party.
I will watch UFO next week, so we'll do one episode next week. And then we could discuss it on the show. May I please ask what order we're watching them in?
You got to go the correct order.
Go the correct order.
Okay, so the prod order.
I'll show you. Well, I'll show you.
He has it. So.
Remember, I'm Canadian, so everything up here is all messed up.
You watched it in the correct order, didn't you?
I do watch it in the correct order, but I'm just confirming, boss, because Canada.
Yeah, well, the first one's easy. We won't have to worry about it for the first one.
Yeah, because go back up.
Well, no, you can flick it here. Someone did a chart or a spreadsheet. Mm-hmm. Here we go. So here we go. So here's the correct order. So you can flip it by because some of the characters change up in the show. I don't want to give any spoilers, but they change up. So there's the prod order.
Yeah.
And then these are the fan sites, how they recommend watching these episodes because of the way that the characters change. And this is the ITC order. So there's ATV order. And once you're through the main bunch of episodes, it doesn't change that much. But like the prod order number 19, the cat with 10 lives, it's much later.
They're
so
on
ATV
YouTube, but they're
order,
all messed up.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the ATV.
Let's check here. This is scheduled to be broadcast. UFO series. This is recommended by. So we either should do UFO or Fanderson. So UFO is recommended by Mark Martin, and he spells Mark correctly there. UFO series.
We have a new member, by the way. I want to thank Admiral Teague at the Clobberer level for joining. Admiral Teague, thank you so much, my friend. It is much appreciated.
Mr. Angel says that it's 5:30 in the morning. He can't keep his eyes open.
Go get some sleep, buddy.
Love you, honey. Good night, Mr. Angel. Thank you so much for joining us, sweetheart. Have a great sleep.
Take care, brother.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll just do the regular order.
UFO order here.
We'll do the UFO order.
March.
Yeah, it's the same as the Fanderson.
Next week starts a new month, so we'll start on a new journey. Just one will be one of our many segments we do on. Give us a segment to dedicate to, and it doesn't have to be a long segment. It's just with three of us basically giving basic opinions on the episode. Doesn't have to be anything fancy like Saturday Night Star Trek. It's just hey, we all watch the
watch it and talk about it.
That's fancy, but you know what I mean.
Yep. So Larry, it gives me great pleasure to say to you, your request has been granted by the captain, and I'm tickled pink because I just love this suggestion and I love UFO, and so let's do it. So Larry,
after that we'll do something else.
Next week we'll be looking at UFO, and we are going to be using the Fanderson or the UFO order.
After that, maybe we'll do Blake 7 or something, or the prisoner, then Blake 7. Who knows? We'll see. But no pressure, because it's easy for me. I don't have time to watch. You guys actually have real lives and need time and stuff and to do stuff. Of course, it's only in this case it's only one episode, so if one a week.
Yeah, one episode's easy. Yeah.
Oh, Larry, it's my pleasure, and thanks to the boss, Clobby. Thank you so much for granting that request. I think you're awesome sauce, and everyone is going to have so much fun. I promise you, if you have never watched UFO, you will quickly stop saying UFO. You'll start calling it UFO, because you will want to be a part of what is coming in. I'm not going to reveal what it is because there may be spoilers, but I want you to be an insider. So you're going to be saying UFO, and it's going to be sexy, fun, science fiction, and just imagine if Gene Roddenberry and James Bond got together, Ian Fleming got together, and they did a series. That's what UFO is. So much fun.
Made on the set of The Prisoner.
Made on the set of The Prisoner. That is correct.
Or by the same people.
And very thought-provoking. I mean, episode 8 is a tearjerker.
There's one episode that rips your guts out from a sad standpoint, and another one that makes you just. I think what's the one that just drove still to this day when I think about the ending.
Yep.
I'm like, I can't believe they did that. Holy crap!
It's awful. It's awful, and it's beautiful.
You know what I'm talking about?
Of course. Oh, I love it. I love it. Look at how beautiful.
Oh, there weren't that many toys of this show either. We have shown them on, it's either 1612 or there's a British company. We've shown them before, but that makes some Space 1999 and some UFO toys. There's not that many though, but they're very, very cool. Yep.
Sub's awesome. Show some pictures of the sub.
Love that. The hardware is so cool.
And the fact that the women are like this secret society of Freemasons, and that they're astrophysicists, and that they do all of the math for Straker and protect the Earth through their mathematical equations and checking trajectories and doing all these things. I think it's amazing. It is so amazing.
That's the goldfish's mother.
Yes, that's Goldfish's mother. Can you believe it? Goldfish's mother is a goddess.
You should explain that. For those who do not know, Raquel, who is a big meanie face and terrible, awful, mean person, calls Benedict Cumberbatch the goldfish because he thinks he looks like a goldfish.
What do you mean? First of all, his name is not. What did you call him? His name is Benedict Cumbersnatch.
Oh, sorry.
And he looks like a goldfish from The Simpsons.
His mom is gorgeous.
His mom is absolutely deadly. She is just absolutely, hands down, one of the most beautiful women that has ever been on television. She is just yum, yum, yum. The smoke comes off the TV when she appears. But her son looks like a goldfish that got trapped between two doors.
He looks that bad.
Yes, he is that bad. How many times have I shown you ugly pictures of him and you're like, okay, the guy's ugly. He is.
Michael Beacom is saying Dinky Toys. Yeah, Dinky Toys made some. That's right. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And 1612 is new stuff, and the subs are cool. And I, Kal-El, I haven't 3D printed any of these. I wonder if they exist. I wonder if
that is the
anyone made 3D models.
Hey, DJ Ronnie G.
Yeah.
Hey there.
DJ Ronnie G.
Good to see you. Zathra says, I will never watch UFO B5 forever. That's right. That's the only show you should ever watch. I don't want to hear of you watching any other shows, Zathras.
B5 is good. But
I love B5. But
UFO is something different. It's like if you love TOS, if the first time you watched TOS and you were like, oh my God, what is happening right now? And your brain and your whole body and you have shivers and you're like, what is this beautiful thing? That's what will happen when you watch UFO. Well,
except for Zathras. He's not allowed to watch any show ever but B5.
Well, because Zathras always says B5 is the best.
Yes, it is.
Oh, look, you can buy that ship. Oh.
So that ship's cool. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Nice job. Whoever did that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
I'm not sure what I like the best. I like that, but I love the damn the fighter ship, the space fighters, the moon
space fighter. Yep. Yeah. The interceptors. Yep.
Interceptors and Shadow. And Larry says women controlled the moon base. They certainly did. And the women who were at the highest echelons of control, the necessity of a Straker were those women in that secret society who were running the astrophysics, astrometrics lab for Straker. Without them, we would have been conquered. They would have got through.
Absolutely.
Not that many 3D models.
I wonder why they make him wear purple hair on the moon.
I think that was his wife's choice, and I think it's cool because it's
back then it's cool. It looks terrible nowadays, but back then it's beautiful.
Well, I like it, but that's also because like my great uncle was a Freemason, and he was like high in the Freemasonry, and he had like the sword and the cape and all that stuff. So I guess I have a different take on it because I know an actual Freemason and a Shriner, and so like when I look at the girls, I'm like, oh, you guys are Freemasons on the moon.
I was talking about modern day girls who wear weird purple hair. Though.
Oh yes. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm making fun. These girls are. Oh my God, they're gorgeous. But I love Nina too. Now Nina wears when she's on Earth, she wears a normal. Oh, there she is. There's Benedict's mommy.
Yeah, the goldfish.
Gorgeous beyond belief.
Yeah.
Virginia Lake on the show.
One of the most beautiful women alive.
Oh my God.
She is such a smoke show. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Smoke show. I could have used that line someday. And the car. Look at the cars.
Love that car's fantastic.
I think they made 3 or 4 of them.
But that one, man.
But look very futuristic. They did a nice job. And it was set. The show was set in the 80s, I think. Was it supposed to be set in 1980?
The far-flung future of 1980.
Yeah, but it was 1970.
Yeah. That's a cool one right there.
I wonder what happened to these cars.
Oh, look at that.
They're beautiful. God. They're absolutely beautiful.
He's the man right there, Striker.
Do you know that he burnt all of his hair off? Poor guy, getting into character. That's his real hair, and then he had to switch to a wig because he scalded it off. But he was all in on the character, and did a full bleach job on his head, and burnt his hair, and it's quite sad. But I have so much respect for him. And the thing is that he's like Kirk. Like when Streaker's in charge, he's like Kirk. Oh, yeah, he's no Peahard. He's no Poopy Stew. He's a Kirk. Like he's in charge. He's a real deal. Yeah, he's a real deal guy who's in charge, and you believe in him and you trust in him, and he's going to fix SHIT. He's going to fix SHIT right now, and there'll be hell to pay. And he's dangerous like Kirk. He's dangerous. He's just so wonderful.
Boy, is he ever. Mm-hmm.
He's got a car phone.
It made me sad when I was watching a few months back on our buddy Nick Weiser's show for Toxic Tuesday night, we did Diamonds Are Forever, which is a movie that came out right after this, not maybe it's only a year or two after this show was canceled. And Ed Bishop has a scene in it that's uncredited, and he has a few lines and everything. And I remember I'd already watched at that point. I'd already watched UFO. You know, I've already watched UFO. We'd already been big fans of it by then because this was just a couple months back, right? Way after we started watching this, and yet still, when that scene comes up, a movie I've seen many times, mind you, Diamonds Are Forever. I'm going, that guy's familiar. Who is that? Because he didn't have the same hair as he has on UFO. Yep, it took me a few minutes. And I'm like, oh, that's him. Yep. It's Straker. And I'm like, by the way, he's uncredited. He's in the scene, and he's not playing a cool, badass like Straker, obviously. But I'm like,
he's just a scientist, I think.
Straker. Scene, right? He was like a clerk. Not even that. He was like
he's amazing. He's amazing. Ed Bishop is absolutely amazing. Incredible. He is, and I'm very much attracted to very, very good captains. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love Babylon 5. And why I love TOS and why I love UFO. Like the captain has to be strong, and I have to believe that people would entrust thousands and millions and perhaps even billions of lives to that person. It can't be a pea heart, Mark. You haven't shown, honey, that I wish you would show. That is like one of the best parts of the series. I think it's actually in every episode is Sid. Can you look up Sid for me?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Space intruder detector.
Will do. Yep. And then look at those 3D printable model. Wow, of the Jackson jet. Oh, that's
get out of here. Get out of here. I want. Did you see Joan Harrington? I want to do Joan Harrington, and that Joan Harrington is on sale in the UK. And as soon as that person is making the Joan Harrington again, I'm going to be cosplaying it.
There's Sid.
There's Sid. Hi, Sid.
Sid. Isn't that Simon? The actor's name was a familiar actor that I've seen in some Doctor Who later, the new Doctor Who later. Simon something or other. Simon Cowell, but not to be confused with the American Idol guy.
What does SID stand for? Strategic Intelligence Defense something, or what was it?
No, space interceptor device or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Detector. I can't remember now.
No, it's detector. It's space intruder detector.
There we go.
Yeah.
I love
Super Marionation is go.
And that's why the effects look so good, because if you're a fan of Jerry Anderson and the Thunderbirds, they have all those great ships. And even though they're puppets, the ships, the practical effects look really, really good.
Yep.
But this is a good episode here, Survival.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good one.
Great suits in that one too. The suits are amazing.
Man.
Oh, Larry's asking you to read the chat, boys.
Huh?
Roy Thines, The Invaders, X-Files.
What about him?
I think he might have been answering something somebody might have said. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Read the chat. Okay.
I always read you, Larry. I always do, hun. We're just going too hard and too fast here. Sorry, sweetheart.
Journey for Far Side of the Sun. I remember Journey for the Far Side of the Sun. Blah, blah, blah. To the Far Side of the Sun. I remember that movie.
Oh, so someone's got this.
Didn't that have sale? The Journey to the Far Side of the Sun? Oh man, who was in that? Was Glenn Corbett in that? No, he may have been in Earth 2.
Larry will tell you.
Movie. Larry, who was in that? Oh, he means read the chat. The chat has all the answers. That's true.
I love Larry. Yeah. Can I just have all of these?
Yes.
Oh, look. So I could buy the model for $10 and 3D print it.
That's the Skydiver.
Oh, that'd be fun to print.
Yep. I'll just have all of these. Like, you want to turn me into a geek.
That's not a bad print either. That's not too difficult to print.
This kind of stuff, like I don't think that people understand how incredible UFO is until they watch it. And then all of a sudden they discover, holy F, this is like Star Trek TOS. this is the kind of stuff I want to collect. This is the kind of stuff that I would be proud to have on my bookshelf. And having UFO stuff in my home, anytime. I mean, usually I only worship at the altar of books and Star Trek, but UFO, I would put up anything UFO in my parlor, in my front room. You want to come into my home and see my library and see all my books? I would gladly adorn every shelf in stuff from UFO. It's just, it's so beautiful. I absolutely love this show.
Books, young man, books.
Wow,
Love
so
it.
you could print all these, yeah. Oh, and this is the Craft, the Shadow mobile control.
Oh,
vehicle.
wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's very cool. Yep.
Yeah. And those were all practical effect models.
Oh.
So I bet you those are about the same size.
Yeah.
And did you see that? Did you see that? The UFO with the spheres on the outside? That
Yep, so you
UFO
can
with the
print that
spheres
too,
on the that's those are the invasion ones.
Yeah.
So those ones spin, and they make that crazy, insane, super scary sound where you feel like your skin's gonna peel off your bones. That is that's an invasion ship.
Yep.
The girls keep these away, and they calculate everything. And Stryker says to them, what is the trajectory? It's on a course. It's on this course. It will hit Earth here. It's great. It's just beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love it.
Well, so
Rob
much cool stuff you
Altus.
can print. Yeah.
What's up, Rob Altus? Good to see you there, buddy.
Didn't you review Destroy All Humans? Or did you talk about that movie?
I might have. That sounds like something I would do. That is an amazing looking ship.
Yeah.
See, I'm a bit of a weirdo, you guys. And I realize this, you know what I mean? Ever since I started hanging out with you guys.
And I realize this.
And I can use my inside voice out loud because I have you as my friends. I really, it's like Hungry Boy always says. I got to meet that guy one day in real life, that HB guy. But I really, really love the classic stuff. Like the old stuff.
Me
it's
too.
just, I don't know. There's just something about it. It feels magical. It feels beautiful. It just feels so good.
Well, look at this
Teague,
model.
Yep. Teague, I love Stryker's car, man. Yeah. So much. All the hardware is just so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a cool model to print. Wow.
Nice. Very
So
nice.
2 ships.
Yeah, almost like the Cylon ships. Hey, Lisa. That's another show I love, Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, it does look like they do look like those a little bit.
Mm-hmm. What came
God,
first, though? UFO came before Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah.
If you look, I think she might have been talking about. If she's talking about the ones I saw, that wasn't even one from the old show. That must be from the new Galactica because they don't look anything like what's from the old show.
Yeah,
but yeah, this was about 8 years before real Galactica, the original show.
No, Herc. No, Herc says, did Raquel just say I used to be cool, but I started hanging out with you guys? I'm paraphrasing.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
She did say that. Yes, but it's okay. We make everybody less cool.
No, what I said is like, I just like when I talk, when I'm not around my nerd friends and I'm not around my geek friends, and I don't mean like the weird social media people who are like, I'm a nerd or I'm a geek. I mean like the true hardcores. You know what I mean? The people who can read you whole scripts, name a script, they'll tell you the whole script and all the actors, and it's all sci-fi. When I'm hanging around with you guys, I can say stuff that I can't say around normal people because normal people make fun of me, like my husband and my offspring who say, I'm sorry, you've now entered an area in our life where you're speaking another language. So we don't know what you're saying, and you just go call Clobby. It's real life. Ask Clobby. It's real life. They actually text him. They send him voice messages. They send voice messages to Clobby and Mark. It's bad.
Captain Infinity and beyond. What's up, Captain?
Infinity!
Say, Captain. I said, what?
Exactly, Rob Altus. For me, you are the normal ones. It's just, I can say things to you guys that I could never say to an average person because they would think I was bat shit crazy. So, yeah, but I just love it. I absolutely love UFO.
Look at the amazing paint job this person did on this That's what I always love. It's one thing to print it, but then they paint it and detail it, and yeah, it looks like right from the TV show.
Yeah, and when one lands, when one of those invasion spinners lands with all of the satellites on the outside of it or reflectors on the outside of it with the skin, melt the skin right off your bones sound.
Yep.
They always deploy that team, and the practical effects scenes of those shadow anti-aircraft vehicles and tanks and stuff. Just absolutely phenomenal, especially when they get like bombed and stuff, when they actually can get off weapons. Sometimes they don't.
Yep.
I mean, it's very rare when one of them gets past the girls, because the girls are literally sitting doing math all day. They watch, they calculate, they send the information, and Sid coordinates everyone, and Sid gets everybody into place, and we defend ourselves against the invasion.
You could almost, there's a similarity between this and the Colonial Viper. Similar, just a slight similarity, but this, I love this one. And the Colonial Viper, I love, of course, from original Galactica. I love, that's probably my favorite of the small fighter ships. Yep. Even more, I know it's heresy because I do love the X-Wing fighter, but I think I like the Colonial Viper a little bit.
That's not heresy. I think that that's just showing good taste. I know it's a daring standpoint, but I support it. I kind of feel the same way.
I love an X-Wing fighter. I love the Y-wing fighter, but and the B-wing's fantastic, and the A-wing that kid the kid had the toy of the other day, Mark. But
yeah,
I don't know, man.
Cool.
I like
cool
the
design
Colonial
too.
Viper. Love.
Did you say you sent me a patch?
Oh, you're getting it soon. Sorry.
I've been checking the mail every day.
Oh God, if you hadn't reminded me just now.
Do you have any idea of what that would mean for me to have a shadow patch?
You got it.
I would lose my effing mind.
The other day, I put it in the truck so I wouldn't forget about it.
Boss, when that arrives, I'm going to do a cartwheel in the living room, and the
Ptolemy's minion and
the pepperoni.
I'm so sorry, I forgot all about it. It was buried under a bunch of the stuff I bought from that con. And just the other day, I was moving stuff around. I go, oh my God. And I put it in the truck so I wouldn't forget it. It's in my truck. Yay. It's mailing out tomorrow. And if you hadn't reminded me today, I probably would have forgot again tomorrow.
It's okay.
Tomorrow, but no, it's not.
It's all right. Hey, and Zathras says Star Furies are better. I wouldn't say they're better, but they're definitely up there. I do like Star Furies.
He has to say that, though.
I know he has to say that.
That's his job. I like Star Furies. Star Furies are fine.
They're definitely up there. I would say they're definitely up there. They're not my favorite, but they're up
10.
there.
They'll be in my top 10, Zathras.
Mine as well.
Viper from the original Galactica only. I don't like those redos. X-Wing fighter.
That's true. Yep.
X-Wing fighter. I mean, Star Fury is pretty cool, though, I'd say. Yep. But I'm not so sure it's number one now. Except unless of course, if I were Zathras, then it would have to be. Oh, Buck Rogers Starfighter. I mean, I love that one.
Yep.
Captain Infinity. Wilma Deering's fighter is better than both, and it's got Wilma Deering in the pilot seat. Well, that's hard to argue with. Macquarie did, I know he designed all the Star Wars ones. I can't remember who designed the Viper or not. Maybe it was Frank Frazetta, since he did draw the first art on it. I'm just kidding, but he might have actually. I don't know if Macquarie did the Galactica ones. But yes, the Buck Rogers Starfighter is fantastic.
You're totally geeking out right now, aren't you, Mark?
Yeah, I got to buy some of these.
I know, you're going crazy. I know.
There you go.
I mean, there might be some free ones, but a lot of times when these models, when you buy them, they're much better quality. And I'd love to print one of these Galactica ships too. Yep. That's the original. Is that the original?
Yeah, that's the real deal. I love that.
The real deal?
Yeah.
I mean, the new one is so damn close too. I have to say.
No.
It is.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's the real one right there.
That's the original. Yeah.
I do have to check though.
That's real. That is.
I have to check. I have to check my eyes.
Yeah.
There was a big model that I was never able to get at this, but I have a smaller pewter one that my kids got me. That's pretty cool. of the Real Galactica. See, that's totally.
Oh,
you
no.
you can easily see the difference.
Boss?
Yeah.
Boss?
What?
Mark is
Like
enabling again. Rob Altus has just said his geek is on. Uh-oh.
Well, sorry, Rob.
When Rob Altus says that he's going to buy stuff, like that cartoon, shut up and take my money.
Oh, no.
Take my money. Yeah. There's the base star.
Neon Knight says, I had the original.
Yeah, I love the base star. I mean, I love the Silent Raiders are pretty great too.
Mm-hmm.
From the
they did a nice
original.
job.
Yeah, from the original.
Vipers from Galactica remind me of the X-wing fighter. See, they don't remind me entirely of it. They are similar, but they're not as. Yeah, I kind of like the Viper a little bit better. But they're both great. I mean, love me an X-wing fighter. I love this. So I had this model, not this one.
Well, the great thing is too, Star Wars did that. The Colonial fighters are like jet airplanes, and they're easy to distinguish too. So these are fat and wide, and the good guys are straight and narrow, kind of like the X-wing fighter versus a TIE fighter. So that helps you distinguish them too.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Different.
Oliver Belamonte is here. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Oliver.
He says, Clobby, Mark, Raquel, do you have any favorite Star Trek Captain Kirk fight scenes? Mine were Kirk versus Gorn, Kirk versus Mitchell, Kirk versus Spock, Kirk versus Finnegan, Kirk versus Tracy. You covered all the best ones, so the only one I can add to that is Kirk versus Krug.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's, you know what? That's a pretty damn good list. I don't think I could add to that. Let me think.
Well, did he put Kirk versus Khan on there, though? Kirk versus Khan. How about Kirk versus, let's see, they put Finney.
Yep.
That was a fight. I mean, there's so many, dude. But you put some great ones on there, yeah.
Yeah.
We all like a good Kirk fight scene.
We do.
Now that's moderny there.
Yeah, but this was the Dama's fighter. So this,
you want me to do that, boss?
No, because you don't have to, because you're a fan of the show. You shouldn't do that. Only
this is actually an old.
Can do that.
This is an old one in the show, though. So this is the old fighter in the show.
That doesn't cut any ice with me. You know that.
I know, but I think it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
This was you got that one versus this was the new one. So
it's all squeezed down. It's like smushed down or something. Show the real deal, man. What's wrong with you?
You got to take your lumps, man. I mean, he's right, but
what I'm
it's
saying
a guilty
is, like,
pleasure.
I know you all like it. That's
this
cool.
version compared to this version.
Me. You can like anything. I might tease about it, but I'm fine.
Sweetheart, Captain, my captain, you are 100% correct. And you and I are of such one mind on so many things. And it's okay for me to also say that you're correct and that it's a guilty pleasure, because it is a guilty pleasure.
Don't feel guilty at all. I don't want you to feel guilty. No. Now, do they have of course, do they have the original Viper on here? Did we already show that?
Oh, yeah, we did. That's this one here.
We showed it.
No, but what about the Buck Rogers Starfighter?
Oh, yeah, we got Buck
I'd love to have that. I have that on a T-shirt that I got from Redbubble. Yeah, I got the original Battlestar Galactica T-shirt off of Redbubble, and I usually wear it on Sundays when we go to brunch. It's my favorite Sunday shirt. I love that shirt, and it's that cotton that is like super super soft, tri-blend or whatever.
Is it the Galactica shirt of the ship on it?
Yeah.
Of the Viper.
Yep.
Whoa.
Cool. No, Retro Blasting did a video of a guy that printed them to the correct scale for the Buck Rogers figures.
I love that.
And I think they're still for sale too.
Right.
I'm not mistaken. I don't know if this is the same guy's model. But yeah, there's all the pieces you have to print, so it's not,
that's a big
job. It's not that difficult, but it takes a while, and you gotta print them right, and then you've got to paint it too. So you could just cheat and like paint it silver or something if you want to paint it.
I like that gun there.
Twinkie. Wilma.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. We miss stuff sometimes. We get in a rolling. Oh God. Counselor Chemical versus Counselor Chemical versus the jumpsuit. Wow. That's what he's talking about. Whoa.
Yeah.
The year is 1987. NASA launches the last of America's deep space probe. Ranger 3 and its pilot, Captain William Buck Rogers, are blown out of their orbit into a trajectory 500 times more vast. Blah, blah, blah. It was William Conrad 500 years later.
There's the Ranger 3.
You know that it's almost $100 to bring
Ranger 3.
Buck Rogers patches here for me so that I can do Buck Rogers cosplay, which
Why?
would be actually pretty easy to do because, you know, the Aaron Gray cat suits are just beautiful. You know, like they're just crazy, like day glow, just beautiful cat suits. But if you try and order them on eBay, they want a premium, and everyone wants like $30 and even $40 for delivery. It's nuts.
You should have told me that if I can find that shadow one, the next time I'm at that con, I'll probably eat that guy. You wouldn't believe the crap he has.
I will 100% do a Buck Rogers cosplay if I have those 2 patches, but it's too much money. It's just way too much money. Like I don't like spending more than $300 on a single cosplay. More than $300 or $400. I think the one that I've spent the most on is $400. I think con, I will break the $400 mark for con, but I don't like to, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of money. And Larry says that he missed us on the show with Doomcock last night. That's okay, sweetheart. We'll be on again.
It's back up there. It's on his. He put it up there.
He did put it up. Yeah.
Okay, but sorry about that, Larry. Yeah, we had a good time being on our great buddy Doomcock's show last night. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, Buck Rogers. Mm-hmm. One day we're going to do that show about spaceships because we're just showing a few ships here.
I wonder if that guy did. I wonder if this is the guy that did that.
That's the toy right there.
Yeah, he did the toy, but then you could upscale it, I guess, too, to fit the figures, which is cool. Yep. Oh, and I wonder if anyone knows what this ship is.
No, Zathras doesn't know what that is. No, it's not. Yeah, that's the last Starfighter, of course, because he's not allowed to know.
I love that movie. Yeah.
Do you know?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Getting credits, Buck Rogers, gorgeous little ladies as they cast in silver jumpsuits, posing on black light letters, spelling his name. Yeah. Unfortunately, Michael Beacom, because I live in Canada, I haven't seen Buck Rogers since I was young, when it was first broadcast in Canada. Right. Buck Rogers is not available in Canada.
It's not
you cannot order it here. Even if you tried to buy it here, you cannot get it here. Oh, that's simply not available. Not on any streaming services, and I actually don't even think we can get it on Amazon here. So, like, to order the actual DVDs. So.
Wow. We have it on Tubi here. You don't have it on Tubi there?
No, unfortunately. God. Yeah.
This is a great ship right here. Hawk ship.
You kidding? Yeah, you know how many times I would have rewatched Buck Rogers by now if I had it available?
Last year again. It's so easy. It goes quick, and it's silly fun.
The first season is a good one, or a really good one, or what was the first season?
They have a lot. Both of them have silly crap. And I love the pilot. I love this. The second episode. This is the dumbest name of an episode. It's called Planet of the Slave Girls, but it's a 2-parter. There's Jack Palance and Roddy McDowell and Buster Crabbe, and but it's really good. And then most of the episodes get into really, really silly juvenile stuff, but still, he's so cool as Buck Rogers, you don't care. He's just so great on a pretty cheesy show. Then this is a weird thing. I don't like the format change of the second season. I don't know if you're both familiar with it.
That's one with Hawk on it, isn't it?
What happened was they decided they needed to be Star Trek. So they sent them on a ship called the Searcher to find the lost tribes of Earth that all left.
I vaguely remember that.
And the thing is, first episode called Time of the Hawk was greatness. I mean, it's on a level with the opening pilot, which was really good and even shown in theaters. It was cut down for theatrical version. And then after that, the second episode, also a 2-parter called Journey to Oasis, had our good buddy Mark Lenard in an episode.
Oh, I love Mark Lenard.
He's great in it, even though it's kind of a silly one. And after that, the episodes got really silly again. But it's still fun to watch. I mean, it's still, Gil Gerard he never played anything else again, almost ever. But he's so great as Buck Rogers. I don't know what it is. It's not that he's like this great, Shakespearean actor or anything, but he's so good at that one character that nobody else should ever be Buck Rogers again. He's perfect on that show. He's just so cool.
Neon Knight, that is an incredibly generous offer. And I might take you up on that. Are you on Twitter?
Card? SD card? Or what?
Yeah, an SD card.
With the apps? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Neon Night, I would love that.
You don't have
Look,
those
you know,
episodes,
like I somewhat support
I
the
have
Canadian
those.
heritage
Yep, yep.
laws, but not really. You know, like not when I can't even watch things that I want to watch. And what's worse is Neon Night is that I'm one of those people who will actually pay for this stuff. So it's not like I'm trying to like get around it, or like I'm trying to, you know, like illegally download it and stuff. I will 100% pay for it. And they still won't allow us access to it. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. Yeah. What in the hell are you showing me right now?
Whoa, look at that.
What is this?
3D printed Kirk and Spock bus.
Pretty nice, my God. Conditions.
35 smack rolls. Yep. Not too bad. Yep.
I'm going to get some medicine. I'll be right back. Take the con.
Kirk doesn't look any good, but Spock looks really good.
Take the con number 1. I got to get some medicine.
Okay, boss.
In a minute. That's
pretty good. No, he does look good. Kirk looks good from this angle. He looks great.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
No, he looks really good from this angle. It's just like from that other angle, he looked a little off.
Let's see if they have one painted here. Let's see.
Oh, he looks beautiful. Oh my God, I want these.
You got to get a 3D printer for Christmas next year.
Oh, I totally need one. I was talking to Andy about that.
Prices are coming down too, so you just make your own stuff. Yep.
Look at how beautiful that is. That's.
I guess you can buy Spock just for $21.
Oh, I love Spock.
Let's see. I
love me some Nimoy.
Of course, they've got the Enterprise.
What those communicators? Let's see those communicators. Oh, get out of town. Let's look. Ooh. No innards though, I'll bet. But who cares? Like,
well, they might. They probably did. I don't want to play the video to not get in trouble.
Yeah, don't. We don't want to mess with CLOBBY'S monetization.
It looks like they've got some.
That's a battery pack.
So there must be something that you probably can do. You know, you could either print it and then you could do the kit probably if you wanted to.
Look at that.
Yeah, use a metal pen. Yep.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, so they do have an on-off switch. Yep. Internal Space for Electronics or iPod Nano 7th gen. I put the iPod Nano. Remember the iPod Nano? I'm sure you can still buy an old one.
That's hysterical.
And then you put the Nano
inside.
Inside it probably has a. Oh, you could print it. Yep.
Oh wow. Oh, Polymies Minion, I love you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. What a great honor. Yeah, this is nice.
Oh, you see, put the Nano in there.
You put the Nano in there, and that's how you
light it up, I guess. Yeah, or use.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Lisa, for 3D printing, you've got to sand everything way down because it's always very, very rough. And then you can just use spray paint if you want to be simple. Always prime everything and then just go to town with spray paint or with an airbrush.
Mm-hmm.
So you just use acrylic with airbrush. But the trick is to make sure you get, if you don't care about the texture, like the Doomsday Machine, when I print that, it can kind of have a rough texture. So the nice thing about
your Doomsday Machine is so great. Like it is so sexy. Like that. Oh, I mean it's a gooder.
Yes. Nice
Thank
stuff.
You. Yeah. And then you just go with acrylics. Yep. And
nice
Christopher
stuff.
had a question too about Stargate. Yeah, I've watched.
Where?
Them all, actually. I've got it on the marquee. Have we ever watched Stargate SG-1, Atlantis, and Universe? I've watched them on. I do like Stargate Universe actually too. I know that gets a bum rap sometimes, but
I hate all of them except for the SG one, Christopher. I tried watching them and I just couldn't get into them, especially when they put Meathead on it.
Meathead was on there?
Yeah, Meathead was on there.
Rob Reiner Meathead?
No, like the dictionary definition of Meathead.
Oh, like Momo?
Momo. Meathead Momo.
Rob Reiner's Meathead.
No, I mean the dictionary definition of Meathead. A big,
no, I got you.
Bulky, steroid kind of guy.
Aquaman, you mean?
Yeah, the Aquaman guy.
Jason Momoa.
Meathead.
Momoa.
Yeah. Is it Momoa?
I always call him Momo, but yeah, Jason Momoa.
He's Lisa Bonet's discarded leavings.
But anyway, we've got Admiral Teague just gifted 10 Clobbering Times memberships. So everyone click.
Thank you, Admiral Teague. You're too kind. It's very kind of you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, my friend.
Oh, that's not a bad tricorder. I mean, it's not accurate, but it's
look
okay.
At this. Look at Stark of Iron here.
Hey, nice to see you.
Well, good to see you there, Stark of Iron. Hey, buddy.
Liking and leaving love. Well, we're liking and loving you right back.
Good to see you. Yeah, thank you for popping in. Always a pleasure, sir.
Interesting. That's an interesting tricorder.
Yeah, it's a very weird. This is cool. I'd like to print this. Oh, $70.
Ooh.
That's expensive, but why is it so expensive?
I don't know.
It's the design. Yeah.
We're no man.
But I mean, I think it's just the 3D printer files, not anything else. But that'd be so cool to have. Yep. Of course, something like this, a lot of these pieces, you'd be better off just making them out of metal. It'd be easier.
Spoken like a true machinist.
Yeah. Let's see what the files are. If we get to see what the different files. We can scroll quickly here.
Oh, a Polymese minion. She's heading out on the road early in the morning. A Polymese minion. Have a great sleep.
Yes.
Please get the pepperoni for us. We love you very much. Travel safely on those roads, and thank you for doing such great work and bringing our world to us. You bring our world to us and make our lives convenient and marvelous through your hard work. We love you very much. Travel safely. Your job is very dangerous, so travel safely. And we love you.
Be good. Love you, Polymese. Thank you so much. I love this damn thing. I would what this is just
very cool.
Unbelievable. I love the phase rifle.
Yep.
Oh yeah, here are all the pieces you have to print. Wow. So there's all the separate pieces. So that would take a while to print.
But you know how wonderful this would be. But you know what I'm
amazing.
Like, you know that I do these 300 and 400 piece robots, things like that. I love it, like, because you just sit down and for like 4 hours or 5 hours, that's all you do, and you just you immerse yourself in the project. So for me, I would, this could have 1,000 pieces, and I would be like, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, Eric,
very nice.
Get yourself a mill and a lathe. Yep. Yeah, but I get in trouble at my shop why wouldn't any products go out today? Well, we're making Star Trek phase rifles. Yeah. But you're right there, Eric. Yeah, I could do it on the lathe.
The engineers overnighted mine. Like I had them do I had them 3D print my Delta for my cause that I'm doing, and another object which will remain nameless until my big reveal, and they overnighted it for me, and I thought that was so kind. So they got it underway right when everyone was leaving, and overnight it was printed, and then in the morning I received it from the engineers, and I was so grateful. They did such a great job. It looks so beautiful. Hey, Rancor Steve's here.
I guess there's a plexiglass piece to this. I wonder if
Rancor. Hey, Rancor Steve.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a great night.
Yep. It is Lacan's necklace, Larry. I love you. I love Larry. He's the best.
Very cool. Very cool stuff. Yep. Oh, there's an Uhura. It's got to be the same person.
My God, she's beautiful. Ridiculously beautiful woman.
Nice rendering, yeah.
Yeah, she's just beyond beautiful. Look at her neck. That is her neck. Beautiful long neck like a ballerina. My God, she's just so beautiful.
Well, that wouldn't be that tough to print, actually. Yep.
Yeah, marvelous.
That's why I like using that marble filament, because then it kind of looks like a statue than her bust.
Well, that's the smart way of dealing with it, isn't it? Because then you don't have to worry about doing all of this stuff to it to make it happen. It's you print it, it's done. Oh my God, TMP!
Oh wow!
Oh my God, how much?
Cool.
How much is that to print?
Let's see what the well, you're
Hey,
buying the
Dad Man.
model, so you're buying the model.
Dad
Only
Man's here.
$10. Hey, Dad Man.
Dad Man,
Glad your
buddy.
internet's back.
Dad Man
Yeah.
Clan. What do you mean? Like you can? It's only $10 for the model.
Buy it and then you print it yourself. Yep. So that's what these people are doing. You're buying the model. I guess it's on sale right now. Normally $15. So the person
look at that
puts this
I
on,
need
and then you print it. So let's see if we go to the end how many pieces there are. So it's just this one.
I need that.
And that you'd probably print sideways, I guess. Yeah, it's just these. No, these are the print. These are the pieces. So it's only 4 pieces.
I don't know, Donnie.
Keely
Chow, roll tide, Keely.
Hey, Keely
Good to
Chow.
see you there, buddy.
You must have that.
I must
Look
have
at that. I love that.
And that's in the book too. You know, most people haven't read the book, and they have no idea what Gene really intended. I think a lot of people would be angry with Star Trek and wouldn't like Star Trek very much if they knew the real story and read the book from Gene's point of view.
I read that book back in the early 80s.
I read it, yeah.
So you know that it was supposed to be an implant.
Yep.
Yep.
Some other writers did that in some of the other books too.
Yep. But I absolutely love it, because now, like when I'm talking about communications and technology, and I'm talking about this inspiration of invention and how science fiction, true science fiction and pure and hard science fiction inspires engineers and scientists and developers. And so here you can clearly see it's the iPhone watch. It's 1000% the iPhone watch. And, you know, Cooper and seeing the communicator and then being inspired to put the guts in it and do the cell phone.
Take it easy tonight. Good night, buddy, and welcome, Shooter.
Good night. Oh, good Shooter. Night. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, so many of my Patreon people who support my reading or my writing here tonight. I love you all so much.
Indeed. Look at that.
Oh, is that the Galileo? Yep. I wasn't looking. It's the Galileo.
Yeah, I'm just going to the end to see how many parts. So and you can buy a model kit of this too. But the cool thing is you can, print it and make it. Oh, and they have all the chairs and the interior. That'd be one to print too. Yep. So Hungry Boy was actually asking about Cat's Paw.
What about it?
What was he asking about?
What about it?
Star Trek. I doubt the Cat's Paw aliens.
What about it though? Oh,
anyway,
little alien things, those little clay thingies.
Yeah,
those are weird.
Cute. I'm so sad when they. Ooh, sad when they died. Oh, look, that's the OG too in the red. That's the red they tried with the first run, but he didn't have hair when they did the red. Like he didn't have his hair like that.
Oh, Sylvia, indeed. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Cat's Paw personally, but yeah.
It's not the best, but
it's all right. A buddy of mine really likes it though. Donnie Pearson, the phase filter. Yeah, I have that. I still have my phase pistol from Star Trek Enterprise and the communicator.
Look at the doctor. Look at the doctor. Look at the doctor. Look at
Diamond Select.
Look at Bones. Oh my God. Look at D. He looks beautiful. Oh my God. That looks just like D. Oh, that man. If any man ever deserved to just have his whole face smooched, that man he deserves to have an entire face covered in smooches.
I'm sure they agree.
You better get a 3D printer.
Wow, Lincoln Enterprises. That's a name from the past there, Larry. Gene and Majal. I'm used to order from them.
Lincoln Enterprises is wonderful. Oh God, I love it.
Nice.
Jackson DeForest Kelly.
Print.
Jackson DeForest. That man was a marvel.
He was. He deserved an entire face filled with smooches. Just the whole face. Some dry smooches, some wet smooches. Just lots and lots of smooches.
Oh, man. That is illogical, Commander. You must reserve your animal passions.
That's nice.
I miss
long
those
and
pants.
perspire. I shall do neither, for I have killed my captain and my friend.
Yeah, that's sad. but he didn't. Just kidding.
Jackson Roy Kirk, Captain James Kirk. Yes, love it.
Really
That's
nice.
Fantastic.
Really nice.
That's some nice stuff here. So this website is.
Stuff.
Let me put the link in.
There's a runabout on there.
Mm-hmm. Some of it isn't accurate, and some of it is like kind of, I don't know, it's like a take on Star Trek. Some of it's not like canon, but
CD Trader's got great stuff. So
weirdest tricorder I've ever seen.
Yeah. You can find different.
Compare the model Enterprise to Cat's Paw and the models we saw in Pew Card 3. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
I think the Cat's Paw Enterprise ended up in the Smithsonian, that pendant. I'm trying to remember now.
Maybe.
Did you want me to check the block text?
You showed filth.
Sure.
I can. I'll be right back. Hold on.
I think that's where it ended up, didn't it?
You showed some filth for a minute. There's all now.
Well, I can't control the search.
Sterilize. Error.
That's nice. Wow, that looks good.
Sterilize.
Actually, I have the book in the other room, so I can't do.
That's
I
okay.
can't
I
it. Sorry.
or someone in the chat will help us. But
Yeah.
I think it did
That's
end
what
up.
the internet's for.
It's in the block text for sure.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
That's a nice
boss.
one,
Lary's calling for a sterilize.
I already did it, didn't I?
Oh, well,
Sterilize.
I did it again for him there.
That's the original. Oh my god, with the oh my god.
I didn't order any of the QVC stuff. I'm afraid there. Kal-El, did you?
$50 for that. Oh, I need that.
That's just the print, though. That's just the.
I know,
just the
but
3D.
I need that in my life. I need that in my life.
That's very accurate.
I thought you had one.
Raquel doesn't have the Diamond Select.
I don't have the Diamond Select.
Diamond Select right there. No,
she's got the. You have the Playmates,
the Diamond
right?
Select.
No, I don't have the Playmates either.
Mine's Diamond Select.
I have the replica.
Is the Vulcan
the
shuttle.
Replica of the tricorder, and I have the replica of the communicator. But I never got the phase pistol due to the con rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. That's right, the con rules. Yeah.
And the reason why I don't like the Playmates one is because it doesn't have the part 1 and the part 2. So you have to have the part 1 phaser and then the part 2. So the two of them go together, right?
Yep.
But the Playmates one, and also another thing I didn't like is in your review, which was very good, by the way.
Thank you.
I didn't like the fact that Playmates increased the amount of screw holes. The screw holes are ridiculous.
Yeah. I must have that Vulcan shuttle was kind of a weird ship, didn't you? Oh, there's Enterprise. Show that one. Is that a
Enterprise?
I have the DC Direct of this.
Rob Altus, that Diamond Select 2-part phaser is now $200 in Canada. Almost the same amount of money you probably paid for the original Wand Corporation one, which was was like 300.
That's a TV controller. That's gorgeous.
It's a TV controller, and in Canada, I think it was around $300. I think
that's the best one.
This looks way better than mine.
Yeah,
this looks better.
And actually, they used some of the these pistols, the toy ones, on the TV show because the toy looks so good. They used them for the.
They're pretty good.
Actual show. Yeah.
But it's lighter than the ones they probably in scenes close up. They use it because you could hear sometimes when Malcolm would or somebody would close it. It would close like it felt like a real gun, like it was heavy. Of course, the toy is very light.
Yeah, so I wonder how many pieces are on this one. Probably 2 or. But it's if you can't get some of these things, you can 3D print.
That's exactly it, and I think that Diamond Selects 3D print the plans for that one. I think that one will go like hotcakes. Oh, there's an actual accurate tricorder for $25, not that other weird thing that they had up there. And Rob says he got his on sale for $125. Well, now you're just bragging.
That's cheap right there.
I love
Smart.
Americans, and I love American pop culture. American pop culture is the best pop culture in the universe. And so when I say that, Rob, I say it lovingly and teasingly. But I'm so jealous of, and I don't actually mean that I'm jealous, but I'm just so like envious of my American friends, and just how wonderful it must be to just be immersed in that all the time and have access to it all the time. You know, I live in a country where I can't even watch Buck Rogers. So
that sucks. I can't believe it, because Tubi has that here. Why wouldn't Tubi be the same?
Because of
countries
content laws, and
I guess it's just stupid.
I never know what how to say his last name. If it's Jen or Jine.
Who?
Greg.
I can't. That guy there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he just passed away. So he. I was checking to see if the new tricorder is out yet, but he was a model maker, and I guess he let them scan. This is the original Hero phaser that he owned.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he let them scan that to make that.
Nice. You said that this.
Oh
which one of these guys? One of these guys passed away. Which one?
Yeah.
The guy on the right.
Greg.
Oh.
He worked on Star Trek. He designed many of the models on Star Trek. So you're telling me that those plans are based on Greg's design?
Yeah. So they let him scan it. So they
oh my God! You need to buy those plans.
He looks really young there,
then they made the phaser out of it, and then they're making the tricorder. So he casually produced a priceless prop, the trunk of his VW sedan, stored in a cardboard box wrapped in kitchen paper. He made a big impression on us. We grew to be friends.
That guy doesn't look old enough to have worked on the original series.
Oh, he did.
That guy right there.
Yeah.
He doesn't look old enough.
Yeah, he made stuff. He's dead.
No, I believe you. I'm just, wow, he looks, I mean, what, 30 at most?
Oh,
in
no,
that picture?
He's old. I'm just saying,
in that picture, the top picture there.
Yeah.
That looks like a very young dude. Maybe that's a different guy.
Or maybe that's a different guy?
I don't think so.
No way that's him. This guy in the other picture, I think it must be that guy there. Maybe.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me just go get a picture of him. I've never seen a picture of him, you guys. I just know him from all the block books I've read.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying they're talking about the guy you're talking about. Yes, he has passed. I'm saying that one picture there must be someone related to him or something.
Yeah, he was born in 1945 and he died at 76.
What year?
He was born on October. He was born on Halloween 1945, and he died in May 2022 at the age of 76.
Okay. You know, the guy in that top picture is not 76. Maybe this guy right here is.
Yeah, Greg's watching us 3D laser scan the original series tricorder prop at the start of our journey to recreate the iconic piece.
Michael says Greg worked on TNG, not the original series.
I don't know about that. I believe he's mentioned in the block text for TOS.
No. If he was 76, he could have worked on the original series.
And they're saying this is Chris and Greg Jane right here.
Yeah.
So that could this is like 10 years ago, but yeah.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure, you guys, that he's the one who designed that.
Wow, he looked young.
Yeah, well, he was like 20 years old, but I mean, Hua Chang, I don't think he was any older than Hua Chang. I think Hua Chang was pretty young as well.
Hey, 70s, what's up, buddy? That 70s Rock Bad, our good friend who's got a birthday coming up, everybody. Please go to his channel and subscribe if you have not, if we can get that link in there. And he's got you're doing a birthday bash Monday, I believe, aren't you? Or is it Monday? Let me know if it is.
I think it's Monday. Yep.
Good to see you, buddy.
So I don't know what's happening with this tricorder upgrade because I keep wanting to spend money on this. And
don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Am I getting him mixed up?
So I'm wondering what's happening with this.
I don't know.
I'm checking right now, boss.
Biggie.
Am I mixing up my Chinese American inventors? I might be mixing up my Chinese American inventors. Hold on, guys.
Well, Chang was original series.
Yeah, I think I'm mixing it up because I think that what happened is Greg worked on I know that Greg worked on Star Trek: The Motion Picture. He did models for that. but I thought he also worked on the show. And I will, you know what? I will get to the bottom of this. I will get out my block text and I will check for sure in my block text. But I know that Greg worked on Star Trek The Motion Picture. He worked on Star Trek 5. He worked on Star Trek 6. Yeah.
I got you, Larry.
Yeah. Anyway,
Larry. Yeah, but don't worry about it. We always, can't get everything. We both forget stuff. You have a way better memory than I'll ever have. That's for sure.
Oh, this was 2021, so I haven't heard any news on this for quite a while, unfortunately. So, but looks amazing.
He's still alive. Genius, probably.
And then here's the phaser. This is just so cool. I should have bought this. What a classic blunder.
Well, how much was it?
Well, I think it was $200 at the time. But it's probably the best, one of the best. And then there's master replicas too that did a nice job. But this is, the Diamond Select is nice, but it's still a toy.
He worked on Fletch Gordon. Wow.
Well, that's how he got his start. But he did work on the TOS movies. Oh, yeah. For sure he did. And I'm pretty sure that he did at least a couple of models for TOS. But I would have to get proof. But the only way that I can prove that is by looking in a book. I'm not going to prove that by looking at crap on the internet, because half the crap on the internet is crap.
I wouldn't worry about it.
But he was directly invited to work on TOS. Douglas Trumbull directly invited him to work on TMP. Excellent. He built the models for Spock's spacewalk scene and the interior of the Voyager craft.
Nice.
Yeah.
Eric K is getting beaten up by a 9-week-old puppy.
Man, look at the puppy dog.
So that's the original phaser. And
yeah.
They're scanning it. See how beat up it looks? I mean,
I know, but I desperately want that.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, stuff, on TV, it looks,
so beautiful,
so much different than it's going to look. But this is, so Rob has this one, I guess. Yeah, this is a really, really cool. Oh, come on, computer.
Hello, computer.
So really, really cool. The only thing that's different, I guess, this is this top part. Is that where because maybe to shoot the TV controller through? I guess that part looks a little bit too big there. Or is that just me? What do you guys think?
What's wrong? I'm select for the Diamond
Select. This section here. Let me grab my Diamond Select.
My Diamond Select is not as
Diamond Select is the gold standard.
Yeah.
It is. The replicas are amazing, and I paid through the nose for them, and they're worth every penny.
I think that's a little bit taller than maybe for the TV remote function. Everything else looks amazing. And it separates too, I think. So look at those lights. Yep. Yep. See, it separates. Yep. Nice case too. What's that part for there, I wonder?
What?
This little piece here is, maybe to screw it together, maybe? Special screwdriver or something? I don't know what that little doohickey is there.
Yeah, now the heavy, I just found on the heavy. I don't know if I believe the heavy, but it's not like it's a great source. But it is saying that Greg actually worked on phase 2 as well. So we've gone from him working on TMP to him working on phase 2. But I'm pretty sure I remember Paula M. Block talking about him working on some props for TOS. And I will get that information to you folks. But as of right now, all I can confirm is phase 2. And I'll have to get the book out to make sure. But he worked on all the original movies. And definitely worked on TMP and definitely worked on phase 2. Yeah. I think it's only like 1 or 2 models though. I don't remember what he did. Like, you know what I mean? He's one of those guys who did like, he would design and then do like the helmets for like the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? So he does stuff like that.
Neon Knight, I will ask, please make sure Raquel gets that comment I sent her in the chat. I can't find it. Which one do you refer to? If you will put it back in there, we'll take a look at it. I didn't see it.
I'm sorry that I missed it, Neon Knight. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I'm trying to archive some information here because I'm trying to find out what Greg's first prop for Star Trek was, and so I'm sort of sifting through material, and because of that, I can't read the chat.
I backtracked. I couldn't find exactly what he was talking about. So you could let us know, sir. Yeah, please.
Sorry about that, honey.
I'll backtrack again. But.
Yeah.
And they're saying in the chat too, thank you guys, that it's a special screwdriver for the assembly of the phaser. And
yes,
Rob is saying he has a communicator.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so
and I've got that too.
So awesome. The thing is that there's a screwdriver for the handle.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay, so are you talking about when the phaser 1 goes into phaser 2, or the part 1 goes into part 2?
Just I think to assemble the handle because of the way it ships in the box. I'll go back to it.
Because I was going to say, like, I've one of the reasons why I've been hesitant to pick up the Diamond Select OG Gray is that I had heard that when some folks unboxed it, the two did not fit together seamlessly. So once taken apart, they sort of popped out of place. I'm not sure if I believe that because, Diamond Select
had a defective one.
Yeah.
Hey, Stephen Ransom, good to see you. Welcome.
Hey, Stephen. Yep. And Michael has a communicator too. Yep.
Yeah.
So I think it's just when you assemble this to this.
This is the most beautiful thing that anyone could ever own. No, I'm serious. Like, imagine having this. Like, this is like.
And you can change your TV channel.
Well, I would never do that with it. Well, yeah, I probably would. But
you would. Come on.
Yeah, of course I would. But I would actually just like stroke it. I would like sit on the Chesterfield and just stroke it, and I would give it a name. Good little phaser. Good little phaser. My precious. It's just
Picasso.
Beautiful.
Hey, Picasso. Welcome.
Hey, Picasso. Nice to see you. Yeah. I just have so much phaser envy right now. I can't even deal. I can't.
Let's see how much this costs. Let's see.
An arm and a leg. I'm assuming.
Let's see. Shopping.
And then some.
And let's check Fleabay. Let's go Fleabay here. Yep.
Neon Knight says,
only $800.
Let's see.
800 shimoleons?
Yeah,
are you effing kidding me? In American?
So Rob, you got a good deal for 125.
Neon Knight, you said you repeated it. Where at?
Did it get nuked by?
It might have got nuked.
It might have got nuked because he's got one that says, unless you're talking about. It says it's probably Mozilla on my end. It freezes up.
Crap.
It says, and before that, it was the one where he asked me to see. So that's the only thing I got on you. He says I repeated it.
Crap.
I don't know. Maybe it got nuked. Sometimes the algorithm doesn't like certain words. You may have got vaporized, buddy.
This is true. This happens. And Kal-El, I would never point a phaser at myself. I think there's only one nincompoop silly enough to point a phaser at herself.
Well, this is only $640. Only $640.
Yeah, but look at the box. The box has been through some stuff.
Yeah, but it's going to live outside the box. So.
Oh yeah, that would definitely live outside the box.
True,
although
Captain
the box
Kennedy
needs to be slid behind your best Star Trek books. You don't want to. You definitely don't want to lose the box. But I mean, you got to just take this out and pet it like a evil villain pets a cat, his evil cat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Rob is very smart. He got it at Best Buy when it first came out.
Good job, Rob. He said, "Bet it's being blocked." It could. That could be the case. Neon, I'm sorry, buddy. I mean, I can't. if we see it, we'd certainly, you know. See, something I tell you all about the chat is we since we're here hanging with you, we try to pay attention as much as we can. But if we stopped every single time, we have to pick and choose a little bit, even though we don't want to, because it would be here all night. We have to keep kind of a concentration on what we're doing. I try to watch what everyone says. I wish I could address every single chat. I would, but it's just not really feasible for what we're doing here. But let's see here. It says I'm following you on Twitter.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it was. Just messaged me. A hobby of mine is hunting down old TV shows and movies. Okay.
Okay, cool. Guys, I just went to Star Trek.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And they confirmed that Greg began working for Star Trek in 1977 with the never released Star Trek Phase 2.
Phase 2, okay.
And this is why I'm thinking that it was TOS. This is what screwed me up. He built the studio model of a variant Klingon D7 class battle cruiser.
Ah.
He would go on to work on the following Trek films: Star Trek The Motion Picture, Star Trek V The Final Frontier, Star Trek VI The Undiscovered Country, and Star Trek Insurrection, and Star Trek Nemesis. So
okay. Wow.
Just cool. That's as far back as it goes, folks. A Star Trek Phase 2. Not
Makes
TOS.
sense.
Well, technically TOS, but not really.
TOS, sort of, like, or at least with the original crew. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
So the communicator.
Look at that.
Sorry, it's sold out, but it's going to be coming back, I guess, February 28th.
The one with the brass hatch?
Yes. So I bought this one.
So is this the one that's the Bluetooth?
This is the Bluetooth one, yeah.
But that's not why you get it. You get this one because it is the brass hatch.
Oh, it's beautiful, this one. Yeah, let me show
you. Do you
know
that MARC has the OG non-Bluetooth with the brass hatch?
I've got that too, yeah.
I know. I'm telling everyone that. I know you have that in your little museum of treasures. Shin kicks.
Let me set up my camera here.
No problem, Neon Knight, buddy. Nothing to be sorry about. Thank you, man. We're just glad you're here, buddy. Don't worry about that. This is fantastic. Look at that. Oh, my God. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for having that.
Right?
Let's see here. Let me.
Do you know that one night this sweet person named Mark, D with a C?
Never heard of him.
This sweet fella, he finds out that I have the replica, and I've got the Diamond Select. So and the array even moves and it makes all the sounds. So I have the original gangsta communicator. But unfortunately, because I live in Canada, there's a bit of a delay in me purchasing it. So I had the plastic hatch. Do you know that MARC spent at least what must have been at least a couple of hours on Fleabay? And he found me like 3 or 4 people selling their busticated, like crap condition communicators with the brass hatch, because he had this idea that if he could get me the brass hatch, that he could just send it to me and I could just like pop out the plastic hatch and put the brass hatch on, because that's the original gangsta Diamond Select. That's what he did. Like when I first met him, you guys in the chat. That's what kind of a friend this person is. And obviously it was insane because people on Fleabay wanted like an insane amount of money. So I just told them, forget that. Don't do that. But isn't that an ingenious idea? So he and I have the same communicator. It's the same prop replica, but he bought his sooner than I did because Mark's smart and he buys everything right away. I waited. And so he got a brass hatch and I got a plastic hatch. And his remedy was to buy a crap one and do a switcheroony. This is because Mark D with a C is a champ. He's a champ.
Deviousness, Real Wade Nation, Gaming, Clips. Hey there. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hello.
Oh, I did a video of Deathlock today, so.
By the way, he's not so sweet on Toxic Tuesday, says Rocks 70. Rock.
Can loops.
Oh,
actually,
wow.
Can't say that to you anymore because now you live where
Can.
I live. So Alberta.
Hey,
Slightly
buddy.
toxic.
Wow, Deathlock, love him. I have that.
That's a cool figure.
I think I have that one.
You got that? Yeah.
I love Deathlock.
So let's put Deathlock over here. And you recognize that background, of course, what this is from. Don't need to say anything.
I do believe so.
Hey, there's my book. Where's Restless Leg Spider-Man?
Who needs him?
Where is he?
He's
Did
right
you
there.
have your window open today?
Well, here, I put the light on more. He'll get some juice.
Rob
If you're
also
wondering
says,
what I'm talking about at home, folks, I always worry if Mark, because he works a lot like my husband and I do, if he's getting enough sun. And so Restless Leg Spider-Man is solar powered. So I always know when Mark's had his window open. So I'm always like, Restless Leg Spider-Man, he's not doing his little boogie. I know you had no light. Go into the light, Mark. Go into the light.
No, unfortunately, the buttons on my Diamond Select are not working well. So I have to take this apart. I don't know. It just got old, I guess. I'll have to take it apart. But this is, you can't tell, I don't think, but that's a metal.
Yeah,
that's the brass patch. But it's also the array.
That looks like the one I have.
Oh, no, it's going crazy now. What was the? Oh.
The array is horrible in the Playmates one, everyone at home. It's absolutely awful. And what's worse is it costs the same amount of money. But the array doesn't, you've got the array. It doesn't move. It doesn't even move.
It's a sticker, yeah.
It's a sticker.
It's a sticker.
I mean, they tried.
They tried and failed.
Cool.
Obviously, you want the Diamond Select because it's a replica prop, right? It's a prop replica.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't, and you can't see through the grill on this one. See, the grill is
subpar, substandard.
So you can see through that grill. See?
Yeah, Diamond Select is the only way to go. It's sexy. It looks like you could just step right on the set as an extra and fit right in, and that's what you're looking for.
Which is the really expensive one?
I could tell right now. It's beautiful.
Well, you can't hear the sound effects probably, right? Because I have the crisper on. Let me turn that off so you can hear.
Shut off your crisp.
Yeah, let's turn that off. Oh, you guys will hear some background noise maybe with some. But here's the this is the fancy dancy Diamond Select one. Yep.
Yeah. And so when you buy this on the box, it has in very large letters with operational array or the array works. And you're like, yay!
I should do a review of this one. So there's all kinds of, I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah, a little bit.
The best. I think I have mine. Hold on. I'm scanning.
That's your Diamond Select, right? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it sounds good. See, my buttons don't work on this one anymore.
I also like that the second call, like for the second call button on the Diamond Select, if you're at like a con, you press the second button.
Call
and you hold,
yeah, it'll call you. Yeah.
Call you, and then you just open it up in front of people, and you're like, BITCH, look at how real I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just like, it is such a cool feeling.
So you push this button, I think you go up, is you can change all the different things of the community.
Look, I'm a doctor, not an escalator.
So you can do the
child.
So depending on which way button you push and which direction you get. And I'm forgetting I have the instruction sheet, but then you can do down twice. I think down twice is another one.
I think I just put it on call. I don't remember the instructions.
I think you hold the button and then close the top.
Hey, you remember earlier when I was saying that there's no way that I can hang around with normal people? I can only hang around with my people. This is the moment, folks, when Mark and I are playing with our communicators on air. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
And the cool thing is this has a stand that keeps it charged all the time. You can use it as a Bluetooth phone.
Mm-hmm.
I turned it off. It's a speaker phone because, of course, you never put the communicator up to your ear, which I know everyone in the chat knows, but they had to put that in the instructions that it's a speaker.
If anybody ever put their communicator up to their ear in front of me, I would shin kick them. Like really hard too.
Like really hard.
Do you know what I mean? Like in my stilettos, I would just be like, nope, sorry.
And you could also grab the back there and do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of my favorite Star Trek.
When you put your finger up
items.
like that, you're holding it like Kirk used to hold it. So put your finger back up. Yeah. That's the Kirk hold right there.
Yeah, yep.
That's the Kirk hold. Okay, so like I'm petting mine, so I'm gonna go put it back. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So I did have a couple other quick things to show tonight. Now that I got the camera on, here's my TNG phaser. Since certain TNG stuff
I have mine too. Hold on.
The Dustbuster.
The Dustbuster, yep. Doesn't vacuum though.
It doesn't suck, is what you're saying?
Yeah. So you can push that button to change.
Goodness.
I have the same one.
There's a light. Let's turn the light down here. See if bulb broke on that one. We got to change that bulb. That was a nice thing about the old LEDs, or the new LEDs. They last a lot longer.
Yeah, they don't suck as much power. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to buy this one, but I was happy that I did.
No, it's better than the first iteration, I have to say.
It is, but at the same time, now that I'm angry, I'm not sure.
Well, you could set it to self-destruct if you want. And this is a stand I bought. You can buy. I did a video, one of my first videos, with this stand. You could buy these plexiglass stands. So if you can't remember the name, but it's on eBay. So needs dusting.
Nice video, nice.
It's not eBay. It's Fleabay. Get it right.
Fleabay.
My friend Mark calls it Fleabay.
Fleabay, yeah. So there we go. Come on, stand. Hold it. We should be a little.
What are the instructions again for set to kill? It's 1-2, right? It's one short
1 and 2,
and then hold, right?
On the phaser or on the
on the TNG phaser. Shoot to
the right
kill
one is. I think that's shoot to kill the right, and then there's that one. Is that one shoot to kill?
There it is. Clobby was right. It's 1 and 2. Okay, I'm gonna go put it back. I'll be right back.
Nice. That's Playmates there.
This is Playmates, I believe, right? Yeah, this must be Playmates. Yeah. Let's check here.
Yeah.
1992 Playmates. Yep.
Paramount. Yeah, that's Playmates.
I think that came out with the first. Yeah, I think it came out with the first. One of the first waves. Yep.
Yep.
And I do, and Steve, yeah, I do have the Diamond Select tricorder. I only have one of them. I have the standard tricorder. I should have bought the medical one too. But there were 3 versions of the tricorder, I think.
There were.
If I'm recalling correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I only bought one of them. I don't know if I've shown you guys
medical,
this guy.
There's a science, a medical, and there was one that wasn't
geology?
It just geological? Yeah, it was only for geology.
Yeah, and I should have bought that.
Yeah.
So here's, I don't know if you guys have seen this. My parents brought me back this from Vegas when they were out in Vegas, so it was kind of nice. They saw it somewhere. They didn't go to the Star Trek thing, but somehow they saw it and they purchased that. That's
okay, but can you show your real Gorn?
Look who's here, Andy Masterson. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Andy.
Hey, sweetheart.
The Klingon Disruptor. What's up, buddy?
Speaking of making awesome things, Andy's
the maker,
here.
Big time, yeah.
Nice.
Can you please show like
the real Gorn? I know, but see, my parents brought this back for me, so I thought it was super.
Good job, Mom and Dad.
Wow. Rob has the geology one. Look at that. Wow. Oh, is that
That's the Gorn that.
That's the greatest Gorn ever created, right there.
The Art Asylum one.
Oh, God, I love that.
Andy's jealous.
be jealous because I'm the greatest Gorn toy of all time.
He is. He is the greatest.
And I don't like this other Gorn over here fighting Kirk. I should be fighting him.
And you didn't. Did you put his translator away?
His translator always falls out. So
I know. Well, it doesn't fit very good in. Doesn't fit very well in his left hand.
If you put it in this hand, it's okay, but then you want to have the knife. So
yeah.
So
well, Gorn's not left-handed, so.
Yeah. So.
I love it.
Grab that. I guess he would grab that and I would put it in his right hand, but it doesn't.
Hey, do you have any of your earthquake putty?
I do. Yeah, I do. But I got to put some more on. Yep, with the earthquake putty, got to get green earthquake putty.
Yeah, and make sure it won't take the paint off. That's the greatest Gorn ever in the history of all Gorns. I would even own that Gorn, and I don't even collect stuff.
Yeah, because the other one has weird stripes on his head.
Yeah, he looks a little neon.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's.
Look at your Gorn. It's such a cool Gorn. I'm not even a geek. I'm a nerd and I want a Gorn. You're going to fill my house up with crap.
crap.
The human.
And Clobby's voice, like Clobby's Gorn impression, is so good. It's so good.
It's not that good. I'm just the guy from the Addams family doing a voice. I shall be merciful, Captain, and then I will kill you. And then I will go on your ship and kill all of you humans.
Sorry. Ow, that hurt.
Yeah, right?
It's painful.
Who would win? Migo Kirk?
Oh, he's bigger.
Diamond Select.
He's too big.
Look, I love Migo Kirk, but the only thing I don't like is the fact that they gave the same cowl that the female yeomans used to wear. Well, actually, I think number one even wore the same kind of cowl, like a very, very large cowl. So it was for the female uniforms. So whomever designed this deserves shin kicks. Like,
well, I bought it on Fleabay.
Shin kicks.
I bought it on Fleabay, so.
I know, but look at how big the cowl is. Like, what the heck is going on there?
Oh, we just got so many muscles. It's tough to contain.
The old ones.
But look at how beautiful his face is. The face on that Kirk is nice.
Yeah, that's what we played with in the 70s. Yeah?
I have that one. Mine's not in that good a shape, though.
That's mine. That's mine from the 70s. He did get a little war wound from the Gorn there.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
But that shows that it's played with. I could paint that.
I don't know why I just went Chekhov there in Wrath of Khan. Oh, no.
And my buddy, Geoff, as I joke, Jeff, but Geoff, he knows, I don't know if he's out there, but he sent me these for Christmas. So
great
music
score
from the television soundtrack Voyager. And you got the main title, of course, Jerry Goldsmith.
Jerry Goldsmith, one of his finest scores, really. Yeah.
Music composed and conducted by Jay Chataway. As a band kid, I cannot tell you how much Jay Chataway I had to play as a band kid.
True indeed, there, Neon Knight. True indeed.
Oh, yeah, it does look like the Miri virus. He's got the Miri virus.
That's a special Miri edition of the Migo.
Yeah, that's Miri Kirk.
No, blah, blah, blah.
Bonk, bonk.
Bonk, bonk on the head, bad kid.
An Encounter at Farpoint.
Yes, Larry, definitely band nerd.
I had that.
Lisa said, don't paint it. Leave the war wound. Yeah.
Yeah, leave a Miri. Miri.
Nice. Cool stuff.
Of course, we can't play it, but it's so cool. Good.
It's a good thing they're never going to bring that show back.
But here's the
non-Kirk.
You've seen this one before.
Yeah,
he's not abrupt though, right? His face is intact.
He's not
no Miri virus.
Never been opened.
Oh, that's a Diamond Select.
No, it's
I don't know.
Well, Migo. It's Migo.
That's Migo, but that is the Diamond
Select. New
Migo.
This
is one of the new Migos.
New Migo, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is the Diamond Select label.
So
I recognize it anywhere.
So that's when they re-released these. So Marty Abrams presents Migo.
Oh, Larry, you did all the percussion instruments. Nice. I'm a woodwinds girl.
Of course, the phaser is so much better on these. But actual communicator, yep.
Is that a phaser? Or is that something else? No, I'm kidding.
That's a phaser.
It's his love gun. I'm kidding.
So, yep. So good fun stuff there. Yep.
Well, is anybody hungry?
Yeah, are you?
Well, we started with food, thankfully, on the
starving
on the show. So,
are you starving? Let's get you out of here then.
Well, no. Yeah, do you have anything, boss?
No, I never have anything.
Well, get out of here. Yes, you do.
How does fried corn taste?
Like chicken. I knew you'd bring it down the food again. No, just because we're hungry. Yeah, we are about to start wrapping it up, everybody. If we're just that's what the clubhouse is for, folks. That's just it's the beginning of the weekend. We kick back, we cover a few things, but other times we just like to hang out with you guys. You know what I mean? And it's fun.
You know what's crazy, everyone, is that like Clubby had this idea and he discussed it with Mark about how, like, believe it or not, what you guys are listening to right now is like actually how we used to hang out. And then the guys got together and they came to me and they were like, what if we stopped doing that in private? We just did it on a show. And I was like, do you think people would watch that? And they're like, yeah, I think we talk about some fun stuff. And now look at us. We got to meet all of you and make all of these new friends and have all this great fun because
this is our 70th show. Oh, yeah.
The guys who I work with are smart guys. They're funny guys. They're cool guys. And it was a great idea. But I just want everyone to know that, like, before, we used to just talk like this.
We used to do this all the time after a show or something. We sit back here and do this. What you're saying, a lot of what you're seeing now, other than when we do something like prepare, not when, what I'm talking about, where, Raquel like prepared with all of her stuff with the movies and everything. But as far as what we've been doing the last hour, just looking at all these toys and all that kind of crap, we should do that all the time. Hey, Zachariah.
And Raquel would say, send me your Gorn.
Oh, the Beacons have to leave. So Cassandra's already in bed, but Michael says he's got to get up early because he's going to make Cassandra breakfast. You are so romantic. I love you. She's going to smooch your face for that. That is a very good decision. So please go to bed. And he says, be seeing you.
Be seeing you, Michael Beacom. Good to see you. And hey, and good night to you and Cassandra, buddy. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you guys Saturday night. Stephen, Kal-El, yes, I did see the videos, and it was pretty. You were right, damn funny. Loved them. Thank you for that, Kal-El.
Yep.
Yeah. But this is what we do. Love hanging. But we're about to get out of here now. So let us do some show notes really quickly. Before I do that, I'll ask if Raquel has any final words, and then after that, we'll get Mark, and then we'll get out of here.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat for bringing a stellar conversation, pun intended. I love these conversations, and all of you are incredible conversationalists. I love hanging out with you folks in the chat. So thank you for joining us tonight. And I just want to give a shout out to the Wrenches, my guys. I love you guys. You guys are the best guys ever. And I want to give a shout out to my Patreon subs. These are the people who help me as a lowly science fiction author to stay afloat, and they support my authorship because they're amazing people who care about science fiction and they want to help resuscitate science fiction, especially episodic classic science fiction. So I just want to shout out Cardinal Sin, Shooter, Larry, who is a full backer of my work, Tony Stark, who is a full backer of my work, Chris Persia, Scuba Pete, Eric K, and Kirby. I should put Ann Kirby there. Enigmatic Drop Bear, Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with a C, and Jilly Jill. And so thank you so much for supporting my work. You're helping immensely. There's a new book on the way. Also, just so you know, folks, I am going to make the February deadline. Happily Ever After will be the second installment on my Patreon. You can now read from my new book, the story Siren. And then Sirens, and then after that, Happily Ever After will be out before the end of this month. So I hope you will join me there. I want to thank Mark D with a C for always bringing information, fun stuff, and just being the coolest cat around. I love you, Mark D with a C. You're the bestest friend a gal could ever have. And Captain, my captain, mon capitaine. One of my best friends in the whole wide world, in my whole life. I love you with all my heart. Thank you for creating this space for us. We had such a great time. You are the reason why we all come here. You created all of these friendships. You did this. And every single week, I'm going to remind you of that because of what an incredible gentleman I think you are. I love you. Thank you for being so smart and funny and charming and cool. You're the best, baby. Mwah.
Back at you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I love you. And Mark D with a C, Chief Engineer. Any last words before we do the show notes and we get out of here?
Yep. No, well, thank you so much. And Raquel, you always know how to pile it on in a good way. So thank you so much for that. And dittos right back at you. Always a pleasure hanging out with both you guys on Thursday night and everyone in the chat. So yeah, and I'm sorry if we missed some of the chats tonight, especially when I'm showing the other screen or something. It's tough, but we try our best. We always appreciate all those great comments and everyone telling us all the cool stuff they have too. Well, that's the fun part of it, sharing what you have. So that's fun part of collecting. So I always enjoy being able to share this stuff. So. And Skeletor, yeah, you could type that on a calculator.
Skeletor,
tough to do. Yep.
Skeletor.
That brings me back to the 70s. Yep. But if everyone could, I did have a video today on Deathlock. If he's only got 3 likes, so go give Deathlock some likes later after the show. Yeah. If you could, helps my algorithm. But here's the short. It'll only take you 15 seconds. But yeah, I'm on a away mission this weekend, so no Sunday Night Geekery. But I'll be back for the Thursday night show next week. Cool. So, and I might pop into Saturday Night Star Trek a little bit, but we'll see.
Come say hi.
See where I'm at. Might just say hi, but yeah, don't forget to watch those episodes and come hang out with Raquel and Clobby on Saturday night.
Can I just jump in for 2 eggs of a puppy's tail? I know my time is through, but he's about to walk out the door, and he just said something incredibly kind to me in the chat. I just want to say, Andy Masterson, that you are a sweetheart of a man. You are so talented. I love hanging out with you. I had such a great time with you on Doomcock Show. Thank you for being so warm and welcoming and just allowing me to be a part of that and just being such a great friend and a great panelist and a great person to talk with. I think you're marvelous. And thank you for the wonderful comment and compliment. It means the world to me. Thank you so much for joining us, Andy Masterson. Good night, honey.
Thank you, Andy. It's great to see you, buddy. Yeah.
And he's got a great sense of humor, Andrew Masterson, too.
He's
so
a
follow
sweetheart.
him on Twitter. And
Andy
he's
rocks.
Always interesting. And he's an incredible maker and sculptor. So very cool stuff. Yep. So
yeah, he is a remarkable maker. Oh, my goodness. The stuff. His action figures are beyond belief. They're much better than any corporation could make.
Indeed. Well, everyone, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Tomorrow night at 8:30 on my great buddy, the Nick Weiser's channel. I'll be hanging out with the Friday Night Comic Shop boys. Again, 8:30, we will be doing another review. We'll be reviewing Dave Stevens' classic Rocketeer comic, all of it. And let's see. We'll also, well, of course, there's a Saturday Night Star Trek, as always. 4 more episodes of Deep Space Nine, season 5. And so we're looking forward to that. No Geekery Sunday, like I said. And of course, I don't think I made a thingy for it yet, but here we go. Monday night, I think Loki, maybe Minimus Prime will join me. That'll be the big Superman birthday bash. So we will have a Superman birthday party Monday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, to end Superman month. So looking forward to that. So again, thank you all so much for hanging out here with us. Really appreciate it. It's just so much fun with you all. So great. Really cannot thank you enough for being here, whether you were lurking, whether you're watching this later on a download, or whether you were here participating in the chat. It means the world to me. You all do. You're all fantastic. We shouted everybody out on the way in, and I just, we'll, and we mean it. We just, every one of you, I wish we could talk to every one of you individually and stop every time, but it would take just so long. So I hope you do understand that, but we try to talk to the chat when we can. And big shout out to all of you. Love to all of you. Have a fantastic weekend, and I hope to see you around the stream soon. Hope you all show up Saturday night. And there we go. So thank you so much, everybody. And clobber on, clobberers.
It's clobbering time. Get those nerds! 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 What? Get